Thanks for joining us on OU Nightly. I am Catherine Liberta with your severe weather coverage. We are going to watch these storms as they make their way through the Oklahoma City metro area. The big storm we're watching right now is this one just reaching Newcastle right now. This storm has produced a confirmed golf ball size hail just north of Blanchard, and this is moving towards I-35 and towards the Norman area. We are going to be focusing on Norman tonight. We are going to bring you severe weather coverage focusing on Norman specifically and the OU Norman campus. Now, we just had a severe thunderstorm warning issued up in Edmond. You can see this storm right here. That has been severe thunderstorm warned, as well as this storm in Oklahoma City, down this one in Newcastle, and out near Union City and Minco as well. Now, you can see there are more storms that are going to be firing up and moving into the Oklahoma City metro area as we head throughout the evening. Here's that wide view you can see down in Chickasha. That storm is going to be moving again up towards us here in Norman. There's another storm out there that we're going to be continuing to track, and these storms are firing up in southwestern Oklahoma and making their way into central Oklahoma and the Oklahoma City metro area. So can we zoom in on this storm, the Newcastle storm, as it moves towards Norman? It's about to cross I-35. The heavier rain is going to cross I-35. As we zoom in there, you can see that heavier rain starting around Moore. You can see there's Highway 9, and the storm is just about to approach it. There's the OU Norman campus area, and there is that heavy hail. You can see right here in this pink, that's that hail core. You can see, yep, there's that hail detector right there. That's the quarter size to golf ball size hail that has been reported with this storm. So you can see in this area right here, this is going to be moving towards Newcastle and then up towards Moore. We can see that the outskirts of the storm, that's going to be hitting Norman, so we're not going to be too worried about that bigger hail that's in this core right here, but we are still going to get those outside bands of this storm. You can see that Franklin, 6:13 p.m., this is headed towards you. So be prepared, because you might want to move your cars now if you're on the OU campus, because this storm is headed to you, and we're going to have continued storms throughout the rest of the night. So be sure to be prepared as we look towards the rest of the evening. Now, here as we track out this storm, we can see that we are going to be reaching there Franklin 6:13, Choctaw 6:31, so McLeod 6:41. This is a pretty fast moving storm, so we are going to continue to watch this as it develops. Now, can we here's your shear rate. You can see right here there's a bit of shear. We're not looking at too much just yet. Could we zoom out so we can see if there's any other areas that we should be concerned with on our shear? You know, it's looking pretty weak at the moment, but we're going to continue to watch this throughout the night. Yes, Coy, what do you have?
Yeah, we got a report in Newcastle of golf ball size hail from our partners at the National Weather Service. So this has some ground truth to it. So if you do live in Moore or North Norman, between pretty much Oklahoma City and Norman, you need to be putting your car in the garage if you have one, because almost golf ball size hail reported headed that direction.
Right. Thank you, Coy. Now, can we actually, let's go back to that hail tracker so we can see exactly where it is at the moment. See, there's Newcastle. There's that reported golf ball size hail. And again, this is headed towards Moore, North Norman. Again, like Coy said, if you have a car that you have access to a garage, put it in there now, because you don't want to risk having that hail damage as well. So here, Moore 6:08 p.m. It is 5:53 right now. So you have a couple of minutes to move your cars inside before this hail reaches you. Now, let's go back to our reflectivity, please. There we go. There's our live radar. You can see just this big band of storms. This is moving towards Moore and North Norman. Can we get our campus cam up so we can see what it looks like right now on the OU campus? If we could pull that up, that'd be great. So it's raining right now. You can see light rain. There are some clouds. You can see it's moving in as we speak. This rain is going to continue to get heavier as these storms move in, and we're just going to continue to watch this. Campus cam is going to be a big thing for us tonight as we continue to track these storms. Let's go back to our live radar right now. You can see there's OU. That's what we're looking at right now, and this heavier rain is starting to pick up. Sooner Mall, I-35, that heavier rain, those you might have heard some thunder as well, because these stronger storms are going to be moving into the Norman area in just a few moments. Can we put a track on this heavier rain, Coy, to see what time we're thinking that's gonna hit Norman? just because, you know, it's a big deal. You know, this rain is coming in very quickly, and we are going to be tracking it as we head throughout the evening. So, yes, yeah.
I want to let you know we do have some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts on the way, so that can bring down some tree branches as well. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lauren. Yeah, we are looking at hail, damaging winds. So make sure, and even if you're worried about hail, you could also worry about those tree branches coming down, like Lauren said, with these strong winds as this storm approaches, specifically North Norman and more as well. So OU 557, it is 555, so that heavier rain is going to be hitting any moment now. And then McLeod sitting at 639. Again, this heavier rain is going to be making its way to you in just a moment. So Norman High School seeing that heavier rain right now as we speak. So this is going to be something that we are going to continue to look at as we head throughout the evening. Can we pull up our shear rate to see if anything else has developed? Still some weaker shear just southwest of Newcastle, but you know, this could strengthen as it makes its way towards I-35 and towards more. So let's move up to Oklahoma City as well to see. Yeah, again, so some stronger shear up there just northwest of the village, but it looks like it's just a misreading on the radar because we're not seeing anything there on our live radar as well. So looking at shear, not much going on right now, so we don't have to worry about that rotation for now, but we're going to continue to watch this as we head throughout the evening. Let's go back to that live radar and see what we're looking at as it makes its way here. We can see that heavier rain is starting. We've got a little bit of a hook there, and that's where that shear rate was, right? I mean, if we go back and we look, that's something that we're going to watch.
Yeah, we're watching that very closely.
Yep,
we're also monitoring NWS chat. They aren't talking about anything about issuing a tornado warning or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that right now. We are watching that shear rate, but our velocity looks like, I'll pop that on for us. It doesn't look like it's quite, you can see in that general area. Let me go back to shear rate.
Here, can we get that lower third off so we can see what we're talking about? So perfect. So there's that area of shear.
We'll switch back to storm relative velocity. And you can see we do see some rotation because we have that bright color red on that north side and a little bit lighter color red. But again, we're not seeing those bright reds and the bright greens mixed together that we look for here on velocity mode. So it doesn't look like we're scanning very low in the atmosphere with the radar, so it doesn't look like an imminent threat because this isn't in the lower levels, but we could have some, it's for sure rotating.
Some upper air rotation, yeah, absolutely.
The updraft is for sure rotating.
Absolutely. So we're going to continue to watch this. We can see there's that hook that we were talking about. So this is an area we're going to continue to watch. Could we zoom in actually on that hook and see what we're looking at? There's that.
Want to tell control room to keep an eye on the campus cam because this storm, it looks like it's going to track north of the campus cam, so we might get a good view of it because this is going to kind of split between more in North Norman. I'd say more south more to central more is the direction that we're most concerned about the hail, and then this possible hook that we have on radar that we're watching right now.
Yep, absolutely. So can we actually look at that hail detection Coy, if we can pull that up and see, yep, there's that. So you see those darker areas, if we go back to our live radar, this is where we are concerned about that hail. And that's going to be moving into Newcastle. Oh, there we go. So can we see how much, do
you want to query the size?
Yeah, can we see
I don't know if we can query the size, but we will try and query this. It is not letting me query it, so I don't think we can query this product, but this shows you kind of where that hail has most likely tracked, again in Newcastle, and then it's headed straight for Central Moore, South Moore, and North Norman. So let's zoom in for you, and you can kind of tell them, Catherine, where this is headed. Let me get off the query real quick, and then there we go.
Yep, absolutely. So here is where we have seen that hail, and that's going to continue to move up into more. So if we look at I-35, Max Westheimer Airport, it looks like it might go just north of the airport, and Sooner Mall, you can see they might miss that hail, but we're looking at North Norman and more as well. We can see that right here, this is what we are looking at, and as we pull out and we track this hail and this storm as it makes its way, let's see if we could pull that track up and
these storms are moving at 35 miles per hour, and since we're so zoomed in, it was not cooperating.
That's okay. All right, more 6:09 p.m. We are looking at 6 o'clock right now. So in about 10 minutes, this storm, which has been producing a good size hail, a big hail, that's going to be moving towards you. So move your car right now. Like Lauren said earlier, we're looking at very strong winds associated with the storm as well. So move your car now so you don't have to deal with that damage later. McLeod seeing 6:48 p.m. So it's moving pretty slowly. And so those damaging winds could leave a very big impact on you. Yes, Coy, what do you have?
Okay, so just for some landmarks in here as this hail core continues to push off, let me pop back on reflectivity as we track that stronger hail. So this is going to be Flood Avenue and I-35. I know it's a big exit. There's a York, I think they do some what would be air conditioning units, HVAC. There's a manufacturing plant there at what would be Flood in I-35 and some crossroads, Tecumseh up towards Indian Hills as well. There's Heyday there at Indian Hills and I-35. So there might be some students that live here in North Norman and South more. So again, take your precautions of moving your car in the garage.
I know even our senior, one of our senior weather producers, Colton Williams, he lives up there. So he's going to be moving his car as well because this is coming just to you in a couple of moments now. So yes, thank you for pointing that out. Yes.
Catherine, I just want to jump in on going back to that storm that is located near the Newcastle area. We are getting reports of tennis ball sized hail near the Bridge Creek, Newcastle area. This is going to be continuing to move to the northeast. So like you said, areas in North Norman, Moore, and South Oklahoma City, you need to protect your car, stay away from windows because this is very significant hail threat coming into the north side of Norman and Moore as well.
Yes, thank you, Dylan. Exactly. This is going to be coming to you in just a few moments. So like Dylan said, stay away from those windows. This is a big deal. This hail is damaging hail. So you want to make sure that you are staying safe. Here is that main hail core that we are looking at. This is going to be, it's moving through Newcastle right as we speak. And this is going to be moving up towards Moore and in between North Norman. Here is that hook that we're watching. Has there been any update on the shear?
Yes, I will pop on shear rate. We're watching NWS chat as well. They are talking about like getting eyes on it, and we do have eyes on from our emergency management partners as well as the NWS, and nothing concerning at the moment, at least at the ground level. Again, the storm rotating up in the upper levels of the atmosphere, but well above the surface, so we don't have to worry about a tornado at the moment.
Okay.
I do just want to jump in that they are sounding the tornado sirens in Newcastle right now.
Okay.
We don't have any confirmation of a tornado, and there is no tornado warning. However, there is some very broad rotation around the Newcastle area, so the Newcastle Emergency Services are sounding their sirens in Newcastle right now.
So, I mean, it doesn't look, I mean, if we can see, there's a little bit, I mean, we're not talking too much about some rotation at the moment, but if you remember back in February, there were areas that were sounding off their tornado sirens because of the high winds. And like we said earlier, we're talking about 60, 70 mile an hour winds with this. So this is very damaging. And so they could possibly, you know, if there isn't a confirmed tornado at the moment, they could just be warning their residents about the damage that is coming to them as we speak. So we are going to continue to watch this as it makes its way through the Newcastle area and up towards Moore. We haven't gotten any confirmation yet of a possible tornado, but like we said, there is some rotation in the upper atmosphere. So that could be dropping down and we could possibly see a tornado pop up. We are getting, we're going to continue to monitor the NWS, which is the National Weather Service, our partners there, as they send people out. We have, they have storm spotters that go out and they relay the information back to the National Weather Service, and that will help them to determine whether or not there is a tornado on the ground. And they also tell them about winds, wind speeds, hail sizes. These are crucial when forecasting severe weather. So can we go back to our campus cam, because it looks like this heavier rain is hitting Norman right now. I mean, it looks pretty sunny out if you can see just how bright it looks, but there's still heavy rain going on. You can see all of these clouds outside right now. So we're going to continue to watch this as we head throughout the evening. Now let's go back to our live radar, and we can see this storm there's still that hook there, but we've got another storm that's popping up down by Amber, and that's going to be moving. It's just here. Thank you. There is that storm. It's hitting Chickasha right now, and it's going to be moving northeast. So these storms seem to be forming along I-44, and then that's going to track up northeast towards us here in Norman and the Moore and Oklahoma City metro area. So we've got a lot going on right now, and we're just going to continue to watch this as it makes its way through the OKC metro area tonight. So here is that Newcastle storm. Again, we are focusing on this because students who live in North Norman and possibly more could be impacted by this storm. So we want to bring you the first information as it makes its way into the Norman and Moore area. As we are looking, we can see that heavier rain is starting to hit Norman right now. We can see Franklin as well starting to get that rain as well. So here's that hail track. This is where areas have seen that hail. And so this is going to be moving up into Moore in just a few moments, crossing I-35 and affecting those areas as well. Flint seeing a little bit of hail as well. Oklahoma City seeing some hail as well. So let's go back to, can we look at our current hail that we're seeing with this storm?
Yes, I just want to pass on a couple reports that we're getting. We have reports of golf ball size hail that's up near Yukon and Canadian County, but that storm that's moving through Moore, we're already getting reports of small penny-sized hail 2 miles west of Moore, and that report was from, where is that? Let me get it, 6:04 p.m. So that was a little bit ago, and it's usually a little delayed by the time it gets to our emergency management partners and then to us.
Right.
So it probably is moving through Moore right now, and we have golf ball size hail reported now in Chickasha. And with that Chickasha storm that you just mentioned, Catherine, we do have a wall cloud reported, but again, no imminent threat of a tornado anywhere in central Oklahoma at the moment.
Got it.
No tornado warnings, and it looks like we just got an update to that severe thunderstorm warning that includes parts of Cleveland in McLean County until 6:45 p.m.
Oh, there's that update.
Yes. It looks like the storm might be not moving directly off towards the northeast, maybe making a right turn in that severe thunderstorm warning again until 6:45, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Radar indicated in hail up to 2.5 inches. I don't know what that is roughly off the top of my head, the conversion to a size object, but that is well above golf ball and ping pong ball size hail that's moving through there again till 6:45 p.m.
Thank you, Coy. I mean, we can see that an update on that hail detector crossing the river as it makes its way towards I-35. You can see this pink and that deep, that's actually that black shaded area. That's what's causing, that's where we are seeing this hail. And like you said, this is severe hail that is going to be making its way towards the Moore area. And if we can we put this on a loop, Coy, so we can see kind of the direction that it's moving? So yeah, they think, zoom out just a tiny bit. So, I mean, the National Weather Service thinks that this could be making a right turn, and this new severe thunderstorm warning does include Lake Thunderbird, so the northern parts of Lake Thunderbird. This you are included in this area as well. So,
we can see in that last frame, it kind of moves more directly east rather than northeast, and we're concerned about these storms, these two storms, like the one near Chickasha and the one near Norman, because they don't have any storms south of them right now. So they are getting fresh inflow and not jumbled up like the storms in North Oklahoma City. So the good news right now, the northern storms in Oklahoma City, they're being cut off by the storms in the south. But the bad news, those storms in the south are the ones that we have to watch right now.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Coy. So we are continuing to watch this. Here, let's zoom out so we can look at that Chickasha storm as well, because like you said, there isn't anything going on just south of them. And so we are looking at this Chickasha storm, as it makes its way northeast. This storm seems to continue to be moving northeast, but this Newcastle storm that now seems to be a Moore and Norman storm as well, this is going to be making a more easterly track as we head throughout the evening. So these storms, you can see, are not as strong because of these storms just to their south, but we're still watching this as we head throughout the evening. Now, let's zoom in once again on the Moore, Norman, and Newcastle severe storm right now. Here is that,
Now that we're talking about that Norman storm, we are getting some reports of pea-sized hail here on campus. This is reported off of Lindsay Street. and we are getting reports of golf ball-sized hail up in North Norman and parts of Moore as well. We also are seeing some baseball-sized hail over there in Chickasha as well.
So
perfect. Thank you,
to
Dylan.
jump right off that, so I will circle the hail core for you to point out here on Catherine. Again, the middle of that hail core where it's deeper pinks and almost black color showing up, that's where we're monitoring the heaviest hail, upwards of golf ball size, but maybe some pennies starting to fall. So maybe we can punch up campus cam.
Can we punch up campus cam at the moment?
Control
I know that there
room
was
no
campus cam at the
Okay.
moment, but
Can
that's okay. We are continuing to watch this. Can we zoom in even closer on the OU campus so we can go street by street? I mean, we were talking about pea-sized hail on Lindsay Street. So here's Lindsay Street right here, and you can see kind of that outer edge of that hail core is passing over it just now. Let's go back. So now we have the campus cam up. Let's pull it up as we look at, I mean, you can see very dark skies north of campus, and that's as that storm makes its way through. Heavier rain. You can't see any pea-sized, oh, actually you can. Look over here. There's that pea-sized hail. You can see it kind of popping off the camera at the moment. So this is starting to fall here in Norman. You can see those larger, you can see little white dots they look like. That's that hail that we're talking about. And as this moves towards us here in Norman, we are just going to continue to watch this as we go on. So let's go back to our live radar and look at what we are seeing. Here is that pea-sized hail. Here is OU. This is what we were looking at just now. The camera is right here. And so we can see that there might be some pea-sized hail, even not in this pink region, as this storm makes its way over us here at the University of Oklahoma. So let's zoom out and let's take a wider view of this storm right now, if we can.
Yes, sorry, Catherine.
No, you're good.
AWS chat. We just have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning issued for parts of Grady County until 6:30. That's mainly because the hail is up to nearly 3 inches in size. And if we can click on that real quick just to see what storm that is, that's the one near Chickasha that we're watching. And again, that's riding up I-44-2 in the general area of the Oklahoma City Metro.
Okay, thank you, Coy. Let's go and look at that storm as it makes its way towards the same area that was just affected, Newcastle. You had one storm that passed, and now we're having another that we can see. There's that very strong hail core, and that is probably where they are seeing that hail, that very large hail. I mean, 3 inches. I mean, that's got to be what, like a softball?
I think so. I don't have
that's huge.
With me, but I will work on giving you that information.
Yeah, let's try to get that information. I mean, I played softball, so I think that's got to be a 3-inch. It's massive, destructive hail. And that's what we're talking about. And this is going to be moving up into the Newcastle area that just had that storm come through. So here is what the area that we are watching. This storm is starting to see a little hook. Yes, what do you have?
Okay, so that storm has baseball-sized hail. Softball more the size of 4 inches in diameter, but baseball-sized hail, rumbles of thunder right here in the studio.
Yep.
So baseball-sized hail with that one storm, and we're watching up to tennis ball to lime-sized hail. And we have some hail that we're getting into the studio. So continue, Catherine, and I'll bring that over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Coy. So we are continuing to watch this as it makes its way towards Newcastle. Yes, Lauren, what do you have?
So these supercells are starting to split, but that does not mean that they are weakening. There are still very strong winds that are associated with this, and hail continues to be a large threat along with this.
Sorry, Lauren, I'm going to cut you off because we have some of this pea-sized hail. I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can see. This is what we are seeing right here on campus. I don't know if you can fix the focus, but this is that pea-sized hail that we are talking about. This is falling. It's melting in my hand very quickly because it's pretty warm in here. But this is the hail size that we are seeing right now here in Norman. And this storm is going to continue to move off just into Moore and the Norman area as well. But so this is pea-sized hail. This is what's falling right now. In Chickasha, they are seeing baseball-sized hail. So this is a very destructive cell. This is a very destructive hail core as it makes its way towards Amber and then up towards the Newcastle area as well. So this the hail is still in my hand. Can someone take this from me? Thank you.
I did just want to point out that We are also getting reports of ping pong ball-sized hail around Lake Hefner, and there is a severe thunderstorm warning on that one as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Dylan. Yes, so this is what we are seeing right now. You can see the pink kind of areas have moved just northeast of Norman. There's still some stronger hail just west of I-35 right now. And here's that hail swath. This is where they have seen that very big destructive hail. This is the path that it's taken so far. As this makes its way, here is, there's that hail that we saw. That's that pea-sized hail.
I was on the wrong radar side. I was down in Frederick, so.
You're fine, you're fine. That's that pea-sized hail we saw here in Norman. Stronger hail swath just in between Moore and North Norman. So this is moving as we speak. It's moving through the East Moore area and North Norman. So let's go back to our live radar right now as we look at what we're seeing right now on radar. And even so, as we get that up, here is, again, that's that hail core. This is what's moving towards the Moore area. You can see that this area, it's starting to move a little more east, so it might kind of cut off at South Moore. But can we get that on a loop so we can see which direction it's moving? So that way we can see if this stronger hail core is going to be moving up towards Moore, or it's going to move just east and kind of cut south of Moore. So we're working on that as we speak. So here's Flood. It's kind of lining up on Flood Avenue, and there's that big entrance and exit onto I-35. So it's impacting the Norman area as we speak. Can we go to the campus cam? Do we have that up right now? Okay, that's okay. We do not have that campus cam up at the moment, but that is okay. We are looking at the live radar right now. Here is this storm that is going to continue to move through Norman. North Norman, more specifically, is where they are seeing that heavier hail right now. Yes.
They have reported 1/4 to 1.5 inch sized hail that's now falling across northwest Norman. These storms are not weakening, but yeah.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, you're right. These storms are not weakening. They're just getting stronger as they make their way through the Oklahoma City metro area. Here is that hail detector. We have Pepper Papura is live outside. I believe she is on campus right now, if that's correct.
They also have reported some
parking garage and Jenkins. Right back behind me are the dorms, and we've seen a lot of lightning, heard some pretty booming thunder just echoing through this parking garage. But back behind me here, we have this huge cloud formation just luring over the towers, kind of moving towards campus. And it's huge. It's kind of shaped in like a, I'm not a meteorologist, but almost like curved shape moving in that direction. So we can actually see the storm moving towards campus and hearing it thundering through the garage. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Pepper. Yes, that low, you could kind of see what Pepper was talking about. It looked like it was kind of dipping down. That's a lowering. And so this storm is going to continue to wreak havoc as it makes its way. Here is that velocity. So you can see we actually did have a report of some rotation just southeast of Newcastle. Here is that couplet right there. That's that rotation that was reported by the National Weather Service. So we're going to continue to monitor this. If we could go to the shear and see if there's any shear rate associated right here. That's that. Yep, there is that rotation. There's that shear rate. This is going to be, yep.
I think we can possibly take that live shot that we had, control room. Can we take that so we can talk about that?
So we can talk about that lowering?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Here it is. This is what we're talking about. This is that lowering.
Can we throw Catherine up on the screen, control room, so she can point out?
Can we put the live shot behind me? Is that possible?
Okay, we do have a tornado warning now that has been issued for Cleveland, McLean, and Oklahoma counties. Again, this is a tornado warning that has now been issued for Cleveland, McLean, and Oklahoma counties. We have a thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Newcastle, and this is going to be moving east towards the Moore and Norman area at 25 miles per hour. Right now we have a confirmed report of a rotating wall cloud. At this moment, no reports of a tornado, but you could see right behind Catherine, we are seeing that lowering where that rotating wall cloud is. So that is what we're going to be monitoring, and we now have sirens going off.
We have sirens going off right now. This is the tornado warning.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yep,
we need
you
to
got
tell
it.
the people who need to be taking your tornado precautions. Let's throw up the radar. So it's going to be north there of, it looks like, let's zoom in just so we can get
Let's
that
zoom in. This is
street correctly.
Tecumseh.
So if you live north of Main Street in Norman, all of Norman north of Main Street, you need to be taking your tornado precautions in more. Again, lowest level of your house, tornado shelter if you have one. We have eyes on the storm out live in the field, and we're watching it here on radar. But again, north of Main Street in Norman, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. And OU's campus is not in that tornado warning at the moment because we're expecting that storm in rotation to stay north of campus.
Thank you, Coy. We are going to bring up that TVU. So we're going to bring up that live shot that we have right now. Here is what we are watching. This is the storm that has been tornado warned. And as it moves into the Norman area, you can see here is that lowering. You might be able, if we can zoom in, that's perfect. There is that slight rotation. This is what they have indicated on that shear rate on that radar scans. This is what we are looking at. So this is what you need to be cautious of. Anybody north of Main Street needs to be in their shelter right now. This is going to be coming to you in just a few moments. Can we actually, as we watch this, can we hop back quickly over to that shear rate? Because this is getting very close to I-35. This is that rotation that we're looking at. That's what you saw on that live shot. And this is going to be moving into the North Norman Max Westheimer Airport. If you live around this area, this is coming to you. So if you live north of Main Street, once again, and you're in the tornado warning, you need to be in your shelter right now. This is coming to you in just a few moments. Yes.
Put some minds at ease right now. We did get the OU emergency alert that a tornado watch or tornado warning, was issued. But again, campus not included in it. North Campus, the Max Westheimer Airport part of our North Research Campus up there by University Park, that is included in this. But again, north of Main Street is where we're most concerned. Campus right now not under that tornado warning polygon. We'll see if our partners at the National Weather Service kind of, adjust that.
Right.
But right now, north of Main Street is the threat for that tornado.
Right. And so even though we are not worried about this hitting the OU campus at the moment, we might have students that live north of Main Street and in that northern campus area right near the Max Westheimer Airport. So if you do live in this area, you need to be in your shelter right now because this is going to be coming to you in just a few moments. So,
do we have that live shot?
Yeah, can we go back to that live shot? Okay, this is what we are looking at. Here is that lowering. And actually, could we tell them to zoom out so we can see just the sheer size of this wall cloud at the moment? I mean, this is what we are looking at. This is the tornado warning for Norman, North Norman we are talking about, north of Main Street. So not including OU's campus, but look at this. Look, that is that rotation right there. This is what we are talking about. This is a tornado warned storm, and it's going to be making its way crossing I-35, and I believe that's Dale Hall. So yes, this is north of campus right now. And so if you live above Main Street, north of Main Street, near that northern campus area, you need to be in your shelter right now because this is a rotating storm, and this is what we are going to be watching as we make our way through the evening. So there is that rotation. This is just northwest of campus at the moment. So again, the Robinson Street, Tecumseh, Franklin, anyone living on those streets, you need to be in your tornado shelters right now because this is coming to you in just a few moments. So here is that rotation that we are watching. I mean, this is a very large wall cloud, and we do have some rotation here as well. So let's go back to our shear rate right now. We can see what we are talking about here. They're zooming out even further to just show how big this is. I mean, so they are located right here right now. Can we get that that lower third off of there so we can see what we're talking about? Thank you. So here they are standing right here and they are looking up. And that is that rotation that they are seeing on that live shot right now. That is that shear rate that is moving. That is that shear. That's that rotation that is moving. It's going to cross I-35 in just a few moments. And this is what we are talking about. So if you are living north of Main Street, get in your shelter right now because this is a intensifying storm. And this is going to be coming to you in just a few moments. So, yes.
we are getting multiple reports of a funnel cloud in northwest Norman, and it has been reported that it's halfway to the ground. No reports of an actual tornado at this time, but we are getting reports of a rotating funnel cloud in the northwestern portions of Norman. We are also getting reports of a rotating wall cloud near Chickasha, and that is also going to be moving up the I-44 corridor towards the Norman and Moore area as well.
Okay, you can see an update on that shear rate right now. Can we go back to the live shot? Because I believe that the storm that we're watching on our live shot is that rotating funnel cloud that has been reported. Here is that rotating wall cloud, and this is what we are looking at right here. This is that that's that lowering, and that's that funnel cloud that seems to be making its way towards the ground. It's not a confirmed tornado yet because it is not on the ground, but this is what we are watching. You can see as they zoom in right now, you can see that there's rotation here. It's making its way towards the ground, but we don't have a confirmed tornado just yet. We can watch it as it starts to lower down. Here is what we are watching at the moment. So we're going to continue to watch this. Here is.
Yeah, Catherine, this looks like it's strengthening. It looks like we're lowering the base of these clouds. You can see the rotation start to ramp up. So it looks like this is probably imminent. Can we get off that graphic? Because it looks like we have condensation forming closer to the ground. So this is going to be on the ground here
in just a moment.
Yes, it's strengthening right now. So if you live in North Norman, we'll track it out with shear rate right now. This is really between just near Tecumseh Road.
We're going to leave this up, but we are tracking it on our shear rate separately. This is right near Tecumseh.
If we can two-box control room right now with Catherine in one of the boxes, is that not possible? Okay. Can we go? Okay, well.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So if I'm going to walk over here so I can get a better look, as you're watching this funnel cloud make its way towards the ground right now, if we are looking at Tecumseh and I-35, it is that area up until West Indian Hills Road. That's what we're looking at. Here is this power flash right there.
Get the graphic out.
Get the graphic out. Here is, okay, it is almost at the ground right now.
No, the power flash means it is on the ground.
So, I mean, it doesn't look like it's on the ground right now, but we are seeing power flashes. It has not been confirmed just yet, but this is what we are watching. This is this rotation that is just northwest of Norman right now. It's the area of Tecumseh to West Indian Hills Road, just west of I-35. So it seems to be breaking off just a bit. It doesn't seem as formed at the moment, but it might have touched down because we saw that power flash, but it seems to be breaking up as we watch it right now. So,
Catherine, there are some storm reports that it does appear to be weakening,
okay,
but it is still a prevalent storm.
Yep, absolutely. We still have that shear rate. We still have that rotation. So even though it is moving off the ground right now, and it does not seem to be a tornado anymore, or, you know, we aren't sure if it was a confirmed tornado on the ground, but we are going to continue to watch this rotation. It's still moving and does have the possibility of dropping back down and causing more havoc. Yes, Coy, what do you have?
I just want to point out that this, again, looks like it's cycling through, so we might see a new area of rotation develop, but just because the funnel, that condensation, you see the cloud wasn't all the way down to the ground or below the tree line, that does not mean it didn't touch down. There could have been swirling winds without that condensation funnel at the ground, and it looks like we have a new area of rotation developing right there.
It seems to be right there. It seems to be dropping down, that condensation dropping down once again. So we are going to continue to watch this. I mean, it looks like it is almost on the ground right now. So we are watching this rotation that is just northwest of Norman. Now, the area of rotation seems to have shrunk and has concentrated really on Tecumseh Road. This is the big area that we're talking about. It seems to be starting to, there's either some lightning or another power flash. I couldn't tell, but this is, it seems like it's starting to strengthen once again and starting to form once again. So that shear rate has kind of concentrated on Tecumseh Road, and it is just west of I-35. This is northwest of Norman, the Norman campus, excuse me. And so that's what we're watching right now. It seems to be pulling out once again, but this is still an area that is very, very prevalent right now, and we're going to continue to watch. we are getting some inflow from the southeast, and that is what we are looking at right now. Here is that storm. So we can see this is OU's campus. We are looking northwest to see this storm, but that southeast inflow is coming in, and that is what is causing this rotation as well. So if we can see that it's just north of Tecumseh Road is that really concentrated, strong area of rotation. And as they zoom out and try to find another area of rotation that's going to drop down, we are continuing to watch this storm as it makes its way, just reaching I-35 right now. That area of shear is starting to reach I-35 as we speak. So, yes.
We're going to stay on this shot. So we need to widen out control room if we could get the crew out there. It looks like we have a new area of rotation possibly developing here as this cycles through. I am getting reports that we have a rotating wall cloud separate from the earlier funnel, and that's probably what we're looking at right now.
Yep.
What is this? What are we looking over?
So that looks like, is that Headington? That's Gaylord College right here. That's where we are. This is Headington. And so this is that second area of rotation. This is the area we were looking at before, and that seems to have weakened and dissipated. But then this is that area, that new area of rotation that we are looking at. I mean, this is still north of campus, even though we are on campus right now. This is a very large wall cloud and very large storm that we are looking at. So this is that new area of rotation. While it looks like it is over Headington Hall, it is not directly over Headington Hall. We are tracking this storm, and it is north of the OU campus, but this we are on OU's campus right now to show you what is happening just north of us. So again, that tornado warning is still in effect for areas we are talking about north of OU's campus, and so if you live north of Main Street, then that is when you need to still be in your tornado shelter, because we have not been given the all clear on this. You can see there's a little bit of lowering right here. That might be a new area that we want to watch as it drops down below Headington Hall. And so, yes.
Shear rate, so you can show us or show the viewers where we're talking about, like on the map. So
okay.
Can we take,
can we take
velocity, or not velocity, can we take bearing control room, please? Thank you.
Perfect. Here is that area of rotation. Here is that shear rate that we are looking at. This is flood right here, and this is I-35, so it is making its way towards that intersection right there. And can we zoom in just a little bit further so we can give our viewers an even closer look at where this rotation is? So that's Tecumseh. Like I said, this is Tecumseh Road. This is Flood Avenue, and that is I-35. So if you are in that area, this is that rotation that we are looking at. If we want to go back, oh, here's that update. Here is that strong rotation. This is what we are looking at. Let's go back to that live shot so we can see.
Campus cam 2. Is campus cam pulled up, please? Because that would be pointing in the general direction of this storm. Or if we have the live shot.
Live shot, campus cam, either one works. So this is that rotation we are looking at here. This is what we are seeing on that shear rate. We can see that strong rotation, and here is what we are looking at. This is the live shot from the OU Norman campus, the University of Oklahoma. While it looks like again, I said, it looks like on this shot right now that it's right above Headington Hall, but it is north of the OU campus. So this is it looks like a very strong rotation right now, and we can't see how close it's gotten to the ground right now, but this is Tecumseh Road, North Flood Avenue, and I-35. That kind of triangle intersection, that is where the heaviest shear rate is right now. That's where the heaviest rotation is, and that's what we're looking at right now. Here is that. It's this area right here. So Franklin Road, it's just south of you. Tecumseh, it is just north of you. So this is moving to the east. And so this area of rotation is what we are watching and what we are seeing on that live shot camera right now. So we are going to continue to track this as it moves just east. Do we have a loop on that koi so we can see if it does that loop? Yes. Okay, perfect. Here is, again, that is moving east. And so this is that area of rotation that we're looking at. Now it seems to have jumped Flood Avenue, so it is now east of Flood. And then this is, again, Franklin and Tecumseh. This is that area, kind of this square, east of Flood. And then that is heading towards Franklin. That is where this rotation is heading. So here is that area that we are looking at. That is that kind of rotation that seems to be a little mini hook coming off of this bigger storm that we were talking about earlier. If we can, you know, here, can we?
1 second.
Yeah, you're good.
Catherine, okay, so I'm going to explain kind of what's going on here, or what I think is going on. So the one live shot that we have is going to be looking at this circle right near your arm right now. That's where I think we have some rotation going on in that one base. But Campus Cam right now is looking at another area of rotation. That's that other circle you see just a little bit closer to more. We don't have those shots right now, but I'm watching Campus Cam off camera right now. But if we can take the live shot behind Catherine, and that, again, that circle just what would be off towards the west of Franklin, that's where we're watching the area of rotation that we have on our live shot, if we can take that control room.
And I do just want to point out, we are getting reports from the National Weather Service that the rotation is increasing roughly around the I-35 and Flood Street exit. So if you are in
so this
that
is
area,
that is that area. That's what we are talking about right here. Thank you, Dylan. Okay, we are going to take a 2-box hit. This is perfect. This is what we are talking about. So here is this area of rotation. That is that lowering that we are seeing on our live shot right now. So actually, if we can, Coy, can you move this kind of towards the east so we can see this area of rotation on?
1 second. I'm trying to manage a lot of stuff here
good.
right now, so we need to move that east. Give me 1 moment to get out of our drawing mode here and to show you where that...
Actually, move it, yep, there,
okay,
that
so,
way. I meant drag it this way.
You're good. The thing that we're looking at right now, again, that's going to be, is that north of the state?
I think that is here, because we're looking this way, right? I mean, so their shot is here, and they're looking up. They're looking north from the stadium. So here is that area, and that's that area that the National Weather Service said the area of rotation is increasing, because this is that kind of, it's that flood. Here's that Campus Cam. You can see, okay, yes, we are talking about northwest of OU's campus. Here is that lowering. You can see on that live shot, it's right there, that kind of, that angle, you can see it's dropping down. That's the area of rotation that we are looking at, which seems to be this area right here, which is Flood, I-35, Tecumseh. So if we could, here is that area that we are looking at. That's that rotation right now that we are seeing on the OU Campus Cam, as well as the live shot that we have right now. So that is that kind of, if you go back to that shear rate, here is that rotation that we are looking at. That is that that storm that we are seeing, that lowering, and the possible funnel cloud that is possibly forming at the moment. So here is what we are looking at. It doesn't seem on radar to indicate, I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at, is that might be that rotation, maybe even just south. Oh, here, it's starting to move northeast. It's increasing
from our radar presentation.
Absolutely. So we're going to continue to watch this and monitor this. Here is kind of that, it seems to be a bit of a couplet right now, and that's that rotation that we are looking at. And if we can take our live shot or the Campus Cam, if not, it's okay. We're going to continue to watch this. That is that rotation that we have been tracking over the last half hour. Here is that rotation. There is that funnel cloud that seems to be lowering as we speak. This is, you can see students on campus watching this as this occurs. It is just northwest of campus. So that tornado warning is still in effect. This hasn't gone away. So if you are living north of Max Westheimer Airport, if you might live in South Moore, you still need to be in your tornado shelter, because we are still under that tornado warning as well. It seems to have gone up just a bit now, so it seems to be weakening just a bit, but still very low clouds right now. If we could go back to our radar and our shear, if we can see if there's any sort of rotation left within that storm, that would be great.
This area of shear is being talked about right now from, it looks like it's trying to form a new circulation right there where I just circled. We still have this parent circulation right there in the center part of your screen, that one, and then we have a new one.
This is the one we've been talking about, but
and
this is the one that they are starting to watch.
Yes, that we're starting to watch. Again, tornado warning continues north of Max Westheimer Airport until 7 p.m. this evening, including all of the main city of Moore, North Norman, again, north of what would be Robinson Street, north of Rock Creek Road. You need to be taking your tornado precautions if you live north of those areas and north of Lake Thunderbird right now. And that does include Lake Stanley Draper. So if you know where that is, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. Again, lowest level of your house, most interior room. If you don't have a storm shelter or a basement, that's where you need to go. But if you have a basement or a storm shelter, you need to be going to those areas. And if you are in a mobile or manufactured home, you have to seek a site-built sturdy structure.
Yes, thank you, Hoyce. Thank you. As we continue to watch this, this has now gone north of Franklin Road. It is east of Flood and seems to be approaching what is that street? That is State Highway 77. So this is State Highway 77. This seems to be approaching it. It's going to continue to move east. And so if you are anywhere in this area, if you are anywhere east and west of I-77, sorry, not I-77, State Highway 77, excuse me, this area of rotation is heading to you. So, and here is
clarification on that. That is Sooner Road and Indian Hills Road. If anybody in that area knows where the Belmar Golf Club is, that is right on that corner. That is where that area of rotation is heading. So Belmar Golf Club, Indian Hills Road, and Sooner Road.
Perfect. Thank you, Dylan. So yes, north of Lake Thunderbird, you need to be getting into your tornado safe spot right now because this area of rotation is heading to you. And like we said, this is moving. It's sort of northeast now and going to be moving into those areas in just a few moments. So yes.
Focused on this storm right now, but we are still watching that storm that moved through Chickasha.
Right. I was going to ask if that has anything on it.
Yeah,
anything
it looks
new?
like it's cycling and getting really close to the Amber and Bridge Creek area. And as this storm, you know, kind of took that right-hand turn once it got to the Canadian River there and kind of moved more eastward now, we might expect that with that southern storm as it gets closer to Newcastle, it might try and move due east and make that right-hand turn and kind of go eastward, and that might be concerning for OU's campus. So we still are on alert. The all clear has not been given, so you still need to be weather aware, but we're concerned about this storm because of the tornado warning, again, continuing until 7 p.m. And it looks like it's trying to push eastward past North Norman and more into rural parts of northeastern Cleveland County.
Thank you, Coy. Yes, so we have been watching this storm as it made its way through North Norman and South Moore, but like Coy said, there is that second round of storms that we are going to continue to watch as it makes its way closer to the Norman area. Yes, Lauren, what do you have?
We are getting some reports of some small limbs and tree damage in northwest Norman currently.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we had talked about the high winds also associated with this storm. And so even though there wasn't a confirmed tornado down on the ground in Newcastle, they had set off those tornado sirens, and the tornado sirens went off when this tornado warning was issued for parts of Cleveland County. So we are going to continue to watch this hail, this damaging winds. Yes.
Storm, I'm being told, has been tornado warned.
The Chickasha storm?
The one that moved through Chickasha.
Okay.
And
can we zoom out so we can look at that?
Yep, there's that tornado warning.
Newcastle is now included in that tornado warning. Like we said, this is moving up towards that same area that just had this storm that we had been talking about and we had been watching. That is going to get another round as this starts to move northeast now. The storm here that we had been talking about kind of took more of an eastward path. So we're going to watch this and see if this tornado warned area starts to move a little more eastward rather than northeast. But this area is under a tornado warning. That includes McLean County, Oklahoma. You are tornado warned until 7:30. It is 6:44 right now. So if you are in the amber area, that area of rotation is headed to you. So you need to be in your tornado safe space right now. So you need to be in the lowest part of your house, the most center part. Again, if you are in a mobile home, you need to go to a well-built structure at the moment, a stable structure.
Tornado shelter.
Right, absolutely.
I just want to jump in. The National Weather Service is urging drivers to not park under an overpass when there is a tornado warning in that area. That is one of the most dangerous places to be if there is a tornado in the area. Do not park under an overpass. Get into the lowest lying ditch you can find. Lay flat on the ground. Do not try to outrun it. That is one of the most dangerous things that you can do. These tornadoes can move in any direction they want and at any speed they want. So as I said, do not park under an overpass. Find a ditch. And if you're by a building, if you're in a town or something, find a sturdy structure, get into shelter, and stay in shelter until you are given that all clear.
That's very important because this is moving up I-44. It's hard to see because of that red color of that tornado warning, but here's I-44. And so if you are, like Dylan said, in a car, you do not want to park underneath that overpass if a tornado does occur. So you are under that I-44 here. Coy is going to draw out I-44 for us so we can see it underneath that tornado warning. But this is very important as you are under that tornado warning right now. And so like Dylan said, do not stop under an overpass because that is one of the most dangerous places you could be during a tornado. So this storm that we have been watching has now kind of moved at least east of Moore. Eastern parts of Moore and southeastern parts of Moore seem to still be experiencing a little bit of that rotation as well. But can we pull up our live reflectivity, our live radar, please, so we can see kind of what we're looking at with these storms right now. So here, that storm is kind of broken off. That's that area of rotation that we were looking at just east of Moore. But look at the hail core down north of Chickasha. Even though this area of the storm has now been tornado warned, that is some heavy hail. Can we pull up our hail indicator so we can see just how, oh, there we go. There's that hail swath. This is area, so it's including, as we look at our hail swath, it was including the areas that were affected by hail from this storm. But if we go down, we can see that that area does have indicated some very large hail right now. So I don't know if we have any storm reports just yet from that hail just north of Chickasha now. It moved through. Now it's moving through the amber area, but it's going to move northeast into Newcastle as well. So that area is tornado warned at the moment. And so we're going to continue to watch if this starts to increase as it makes its way northeast and towards I-35 and possibly towards the Norman area. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that rotation. Yes, Coy, what do you have?
Okay, so I just want to set the table for us right now. Again, till 7 p.m. we have this tornado warning for Moore, north of Norman, northern Cleveland County, and it looks like southern parts of Oklahoma County again till 7 p.m. for that circulation that we see just southeast of Moore. And then if we can take off the graphic and show the tornado warning near Amber and Newcastle for parts of McLean and Grady County. So Grady County is going to be where Amber is. McLean County is going to be right there where Newcastle is towards the river. We're watching that storm. That tornado warning continues until 7:30. And then we also have this severe thunderstorm warning outside of that box that you see. That continues until 7:15. So I'm guessing that will be allowed to expire and just take the tornado warning. But again, that area of hail north of Chickasha that we were watching, that's mainly why that severe thunderstorm warning is still out. And you can see it right there on radar, Catherine.
Yep, thank you, Coy. Yes, so it seems to be most of that hail detection is just southwest or even west of that tornado warning because we're looking at that shear. That's what they're worried about with this tornado warning, but behind that, we've got the hail detection as well. So this is going to be something that we are continuing to watch. Just a little bit of hail still being produced in that storm that we were talking about earlier that has now moved, that tornado warned storm that is tornado warned until 7 p.m. and it is 6:48 right now. So This is still in effect for another 12 minutes, but then this tornado warned storm is until 7:30. So we're going to continue to watch this. And like you said, that severe thunderstorm warning still does include the Chickasha area, but it's moved out of Chickasha right now, and Cole is included. Goldsby looks like it is just on the edge. They are starting to see some rain, but that is that heavy hail core right here, but we are looking at the area of rotation here, and that's what's caused that tornado warning to occur. So there's still the Moore and Norman. It seems to have moved just east of Moore, and that's starting to head towards our radar. But here, there's still some area of rotation with this storm as it makes its way north.
New information from our partners at the National Weather Service. The Moore Norman tornado warning will likely be dropped in place with the severe thunderstorm warning. We're waiting on that. We've gotten ground confirmation from our emergency management partners that the wall cloud doesn't look as impressive and kind of lifted up. We are very concerned about this storm near Amber because I think this one's going to be headed through the heart of Norman.
I agree.
So let me pop on reflectivity, this tornado warning right here, and then I'll storm track this out. Do we have a speed on this, guys? About 20 miles per hour, I believe. We'll track it at about what would be, excuse me, as I zoom. Let me get on the storm track for us.
So like we said, this is that hail that we are worried about, but then also you can see this kind of rotation here as Coy tracks this out. Let's see if we can, Sooner Mall, 7:19 p.m. is on this track right now, and it is 6:50. So you need to be prepared if this continues to move northeast like we are expecting. We are watching this because this could, we could see this roll through the heart of Norman in just a few, in a couple of minutes, which would probably be about a half hour. So be weather aware, be prepared in case this does move through the heart of Norman. We can see 7:25 is when we might see it reach OU's campus. And then we are looking at Norman North. Excuse me, I need to cough for a second.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Lauren.
I just want to make it known that that storm might be very hard to see where that rotation is. So do not try to go outside to try to look at this storm that is incoming because it will be hard to see because it might become rain wrapped.
And I also want to point out something with this storm. Although there is a tornado warning, we are also very concerned about the hail threat. So right now we are expecting 2-inch hail that is about a size of a lime. And this storm is again located just north of Chickasha, around Amber, Blanchard, Bridge Creek, coming into Newcastle now. The far eastern edge of that storm is going to be moving into the Norman area very soon. Right now this area of rotation is southeast of Amber and northeast of Chickasha. This is heading towards Blanchard. This is heading towards Norman. This is heading towards Newcastle. So even though parts of Norman are not in this tornado warning yet, the best thing to do right now is to seek shelter now. Get into the lowest part of your home. Get into an interior closet or bathroom away from doors and windows. And we are getting reports now that there is low-level rotation and a funnel cloud near the Chickasha area. So if you are anywhere near Chickasha or points east and north, seek shelter now because we are getting reports of a rotating funnel cloud in the area, and that is moving to the east-northeast at 20 miles per hour. And again, areas that are included in this warning are Amber, Bridge Creek, Newcastle, Blanchard, Norman. This does not include you yet, but this is knocking on your door.
Thank you, Dylan. Yes, you are absolutely right. This is moving at about 30 miles per hour. So we are looking at the possibility of this reaching the Norman area in just under probably about 30 minutes right now. So you need to be weather aware because we aren't included in that tornado warning just yet. But like you said, this could be on its way. Yes, Coy, what do you have? Okay,
so this storm track that we see on our screen right now, this is for the hail. The heavy rain is going to move in as we speak here momentarily. This is for the hail. The rotation will be lagging behind the hail by a couple minutes, but this is what we're watching. And I think what we just saw on radar loop, if I'll put it loop, it's taking more of that easterly turn
like
as it
that
goes,
storm
like
that
the
we
storm
saw.
that we saw move through Norman. And if you look at the last couple of radar scans, yeah, it's starting to move east, so that's very concerning for us. So we need to be weather aware here on the OU campus for the next, I'd say, hour or so as we head into the 7:30 hour, then eventually towards the 8 o'clock hour. Through about 9 p.m. we need to be weather aware as this storm moves through. I think we're cycling. You can see that storm behind it. Let me clear all this in. Catherine can kind of talk about how that storm is what would be kind of moving together. So there was that southern storm, and it looks like there's trying to combine into one, and then we might see it intensify after that combination happens.
Right, exactly. So like Coy said, that is kind of combining, and it's becoming one big storm that we are watching. We're actually going to toss out live to Dana Searles, who is at Haystack right now, and she's going to tell us what it's looking like outside here in Norman. Dana, what do you have?
Yeah, thank you, Catherine. I'm outside of the Haystack Coffee Shop, actually right on top of it, a popular coffee shop right on campus. You can see the dorms are right behind me. We've been out here on campus. We were just in the storm shelters before this. They are starting to fill up. Students are starting to shelter in place. It's getting pretty windy out here. The rain is picking up, but students are still walking back from their classes actually right now. So while we're out there, we're seeing students trying to get back to their classes and into those storm shelters. They're getting pretty busy now, and I see cars are still out driving by right now, but the power is flickering in this Haystack Coffee Shop as well as in the dorms, so we'll keep you updated on what's going on over here by the dorms and on campus, and anything new that we see out here. Reporting live, Dana Searles, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Dana. We are going to continue to watch. This storm is now our biggest concern because it seems to be taking kind of a similar path as that storm we saw just a couple of moments ago. As we said, that storm kind of made a more eastward turn, and we are starting to see the same thing with this storm that is moving through Blanchard at the moment. It's that hail core is moving through Amber, and that is moving right towards the Norman area. So if you are in Norman, you need to be very weather aware as this storm makes its way to Blanchard. We can see right there, that's that rotation, and those two storms have those are those two areas of rotation that have now, look at that hook just north of Chickasha. That is very concerning. Yes.
I do want to point out we are getting reports of a funnel cloud extending down from that Chickasha storm. Excuse me. We do have a funnel cloud being reported on that storm.
Right, that is that concerning hook right there. That's that rotation. And like Dylan just said, they have reports of a lowering funnel cloud. Now there is an even stronger area of rotation, and then that's going to be moving towards the Norman area. So let's go outside right now and see what we're looking at on campus as these storms make their way to the Norman area. And we're going to continue to watch this throughout the rest of the night. Here is that live shot right now, looking at the University of Oklahoma as these storms make their way towards Norman's campus right now. OU Nightly is going to keep you updated on what you need to know as these storms make their way towards the University of Oklahoma.
Yes, Catherine, we're still watching this right now. You can see the live shot over campus. This is looking at Headington Hall, looking off towards what would be the north and what would be west, or north and east, actually. This is what we're seeing right now. So Headington Hall in the foreground. We're looking at some clouds up north in Norman, but we're again concerned about two tornado warnings right now. One continues for parts of Cleveland County and Oklahoma counties. That's until 7 o'clock, which we're approaching that pretty quickly. So we might get to see that drop, the area of rotation right over Stanley Draper right now. And then we have that other storm that we're watching, almost two storms there as we go. What would be, if we can punch up Barron for us, please. You can see two storms, two tornado warnings. This one again till 7 p.m. this evening for parts of Cleveland, northeastern Cleveland County, and southern, southeastern parts of Oklahoma County. And then we're watching this storm in parts of Grady and McLean County. If we can put on reflectivity, please, we will see the storms that we have going right now. So we have this one storm that is rotating again, that area of rotation right over Lake Stanley Draper, right in this general area. And then we have almost 2 storms down here in 2 areas of rotation we're watching. Like Lauren, Dylan, and Catherine have been mentioning, we had that report of a funnel cloud just north of Chickasha with this part and that hook of that storm. And we also have this area of circulation. You can kind of see it wrapping around the precipitation as it goes down. So we will get a live look at both of these storms. So I think the severe thunderstorm warning is going to expire. It is now 6:58, so this continues until 7 p.m. I don't know if we have an update on that.
That tornado warning for Cleveland County has expired.
Okay, so we are expiring this tornado warning for southern Oklahoma and northern Cleveland County. So our only tornado warning on the board is going to be parts of McLean and Grady counties. That again continues until 7:30 this evening. We are possibly watching for some circulation. Haven't got ground confirmation of that. Again, some jumbled returns that we're watching as this storm again continues to move off towards the east-northeast, making a beeline, it looks like, for Norman. So if this storm does hold together, it's going to be moving through the heart of Norman, in the heart of OU's campus. So we need to be prepared in case those warnings do get issued here in the next 30 minutes to an hour. And then eventually once they move through, we'll give you the all clear, but we're not ready to do that yet. As you can see, these storms continuing to ride off towards the north and east. So we're watching these 2 areas of rotation. You can see that one right there, just off towards the south and east of Amber, and what would be west of Blanchard, and then one just north of Chickasha right there. As you can see, we're watching those 2 areas of rotation. So if we can take, there's our velocity mode, and you can see the same general thing. Can we pop up shear rate for a second, Catherine, to see if we can see an area of shear right there, and again right there. So if we can zoom in on that storm right there, I'm going to step off your screen real quick. If we can zoom in down there to that storm, do we have any reports of hail with that? Guys at the desk that we're watching, Lauren, Dylan, any reports of hail, or what's the hail tag on that tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning that continues for parts of McLean and Grady counties?
Yeah, so right now we are getting reports of tennis ball sized hail that is going to be to the northeast of Chickasha. That is what we are really concerned about right now. Again, we are also getting reports of rotating wall clouds. We have a report of a rotating wall cloud about 4 miles. I'm sorry, we have a report of a rotating wall cloud about 4 miles east-southeast of Amber, and that is going to be near the Chickasha area, and that's going to be also moving to the northeast. But again, when it comes to hail, we are getting reports of tennis ball sized hail with this storm.
I also want to note that these storms are moving only at 20 miles an hour, so if you are in the range of hail, it could stay on you for quite a bit because of how slow these storms are moving. Again, they're only moving about 20 miles an hour.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. We're going to take some video and kind of reset our coverage. Thanks for joining OU Nightly's live coverage of this severe weather as it rolls into campus. Your weather authority is covering it like no other, and you can see this video earlier of these storms rolling through. We had some hail. This looks like maybe pea to penny-sized hail bouncing off this house here in Norman, and this is what we've seen roll through earlier this evening at about 30 to 45 minutes ago. And then we also are watching another storm possibly rolling into areas of central Norman. Here was that circulation that we were monitoring. You can see the clouds kind of circulating this general area and rotating. That's what we were concerned about. We saw possibly a funnel touchdown. We haven't got confirmed reports of that in northwest Norman from the what would be National Weather Service. So I don't know if our news crews can kind of get on that in the area of Franklin Road in northwest Norman, if we have any reports of damage or any power outages possibly. I don't know if we saw a power flash. It might have been the lights flickering here in the studio earlier. We brought you that live, but this is the storm that means business right now in what would be parts of the Oklahoma City metro. The only tornado warning, I believe, in the state, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is the only tornado warning in the state, continues until what would be 7:30 this evening. We're watching 2 areas of rotation, one right here. You can see the precip wrapping around just off towards what would be the west of Blanchard, and then this other area of rotation looks like it's cycling between Amber and Chickasha right now, as this storm continues to push off towards the east-northeast at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. And if we can zoom into Norman, I think the rain's probably picking up right now. If we have any live pictures or our campus cam control room, let me know, and we can take that to see the heavy rain start to pick up. But you can see these what would be greens. Yeah, Catherine.
I'm watching it right now. I don't know if we can pull it up, and it's okay if we can't, but we're seeing that heavier rain start here in Norman and on OU's campus. I'm going to continue to zoom in and we'll go street by street. As we're starting to see, we can see that heavier rain starting. There's OU and there's Sooner Mall. Main Street looking like it's starting to see that heavier rain and even possibility of some hail starting up in a couple of minutes. We'll see with that storm.
Yeah, can we zoom out and kind of show those pinks on radar that we're getting in here on radar? I'll point that out. So we're watching the potential here. So this is going to be Riverwind Casino, right where my what would be pointer finger is, and this is going to be State Highway 9 as it connects over here to one of the turnpikes in what would be the Oklahoma City metro area that runs south of Newcastle down towards Blanchard and then eventually hooks up with I-44 as it heads down towards Lawton. But these pink radar returns right in this general area, that's where we're mainly concerned about. Some hail upwards, I think of probably about golf ball size. Lauren, do you have reports about that?
So not on that, but they did issue a tornado warning for Cleveland County until 7:45.
Okay, let's zoom out and show that tornado warning and show who's in and out of that polygon. I'm guessing it's going to be for Norman in point south, but we'll wait for that to pop up on our map. We have a map, we have a gnarly looking storm as we wait for that tornado warning that continues until 7:45 for parts of Cleveland County. We have this one tornado warning continuing until 7:30 for parts of northwestern McLean County and what would be eastern parts of Grady County, including Newcastle as well as Amber, Blanchard, all included in this. And we are waiting. Okay, so that storm, that northern storm, that's where that tornado warning is. Okay.
Tinker Air Force
okay,
Base.
So can we zoom up to that new tornado warning for parts of northern Cleveland County and parts of Oklahoma County? I misunderstood what she was saying there. So we have the one continuing right here until 7:30. This is for the southern storm. If we can zoom up to that northern storm that has that new tornado warning issued until 7:45 p.m. this evening. If we can zoom up there to that northern storm on radar for us real quick to talk about that. So we have a new tornado warning. You can see this red polygon outlined right here for far northeastern Cleveland County. Here's the Cleveland and Oklahoma County line. Most of this storm is in parts of Oklahoma County, but that area of rotation just northern Cleveland County along U.S. Highway 77 as it runs north and connects right with, is that I-244 or I-40? Right there where it is connecting. If we can zoom in a little bit closer so I can give those cross streets for us, you can see that area of rotation. So that's what would be right near Tinker Air Force Base. It's right here. We have what would be I-244, US 77. That's where that area of rotation is. It's tracking off towards the north and east. So it's going to move across I-40 off towards what would be the east of Midwest City, eventually near the community of Woods, and then farther north and east. Again, that area of rotation just south of Midwest City along 240. Dylan, what did you have for me?
I do have some information on that tornado warning. We have had a report of a possible brief touchdown of a tornado, and it was located about 1 mile southeast of Stanley Draper Lake. Again, we had a brief tornado that was fully condensed to the ground, according to the National Weather Service.
Okay, can we pop on shear rate so we can show them where Lake Stanley Draper is and zoom out for us? Okay, so here's shear rate right now. You can see that area of rotation that we're tracking. Again, I-240, just what would be east of US 77. Here's Lake Stanley Draper, this lake you see right here. That's where we had that possible report of a funnel. How close to that was Lake Stanley Draper? Was that a funnel, Dylan, or possible touchdown?
It was reported about 1 mile southeast of Stanley Draper.
Okay, so we're talking 1 mile southeast in this general area of Lake Stanley Draper. We have a new area of rotation developing. That's what's tornado warned for parts of Oklahoma County, and you can see it switch to purple on our map because that is now a confirmed tornado warning that we're tracking in southern Oklahoma County near Tinker Air Force Base along I-240. And you can see an area of what would be a shear increasing. If we can pop back on reflectivity, and then Lauren, I need you to be on that southern storm in case we get any new information, the one that's headed towards Norman.
Yes.
We're staying on this one because it's a confirmed tornado right now that has had a history. Yes, Okay, yes, this is that storm. Yeah.
Yep.
I hear the control room in my ear. So this is that confirmed tornado warning. The thing you see flashing purple, this is that tornado warning south of Midwest City, Tinker Air Force Base, right here at I-240, as well as what would be US 77. So right in that general area, we have a confirmed tornado on the ground. Right here, we're shear rate. So it's now lifted, looks like north of I-40. Let's zoom it in, give some streets for people. It doesn't look that impressive on velocity. What we look like, or what we look for on this, what would be radar product. Here's our legend. So green is headed towards the radar site, which the radar site is down right here in this area, and the reds are headed away, so outbound. So the reds headed away, the greens headed towards. Here's that area of rotation. Let's zoom it in a little bit closer. So it's south of Midwest in Del City right now, north of what would be I-240, and I can't read that road. What are we at right there? Airport Boulevard Road. Okay. Yeah.
Road.
Okay.
Boulevard, excuse me.
Okay, Air Depot Boulevard. As you can see, Tinker Air Force Base in this general area. This is going to be just north of I-40. So again, I-240, excuse me. Yes, Lauren?
It's also reported that it is rain wrapped, so anybody in the area, it will be hard to see where the rotation is at.
Okay, can we pop on reflectivity for us, please? It looks like this general area, again, this is where we're watching for that rotation. You can see the heavy rain and hail moving into parts of Midwest and Del City on the what would be west sides of Midwest City. And then this would be rain and precipitation wrapping around with this storm. That's where we're most concerned about. That tornado would be on the ground. We've had confirmed reports near Tinker Air Force Base, a possible touchdown south and east of Lake Stanley Draper. But this is continuing to trek off towards the north and east. So what would be alert goes out to people along what would be Douglas Boulevard, as well as southeast 59th Street, southeast 44th Street, and eventually up towards southeast what would be 29th Street, and along I-40 and I-240. It looks like it's north of I-240 and north of Tinker Air Force Base at the moment. But if we can pop on shear rate real quick, please, for me, and then we will show travel. Again, not advised here on what would be I-40, so I'll point that out. You can see this red line as it goes through just south of Midwest City. This is right over, actually, Tinker Air Force Base. You can see the Air Force Base right here. So we have that confirmed tornado probably right there where shear rate is the strongest. You can see our legend there. As we get into the yellows and oranges, that's when we have strong shear rate and telling us there is a lot of shear or rotation in the atmosphere. So you can see right over Tinker Air Force Base right now. I don't know if we have any live cameras or any more damage reports. You can see the rotation right here. If we can draw that just south of Midwest City, right along Tinker Air Force Base as it runs what would be east of what would be Highway US 77. Dylan, what do you have?
I just want to go back. I want to talk about this Blanchard storm just for a second. We are seeing indications that there may be a possible tornado touching down. The rotation has increased according to the National Weather Service, and they are saying there is a rotating wall cloud, possible funnel cloud on that one as well. This was spotted 3 miles north-northwest of Dibble, Oklahoma. Again, the National Weather Service is monitoring this storm, and they are saying that the rotation is increasing, and it is likely to drop a tornado soon. And this is the storm that we are concerned about as it is heading towards the Norman area.
Also headed towards the Norman area, we are going to be getting some hail along with this as well.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. We're getting reports again of that rotation near Blanchard, possibly an imminent touchdown. We have the confirmed tornado near Tinker Air Force Base. We're also live on campus. We got crews everywhere right now. I'm going to toss it to OU Nightly's Dana Searles. Dana, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Coy. I'm in the Couch Storm Shelter right now where students are coming in, and I'm actually right here with Ileana, who is an RA in the Couch Storm Shelters. So Ileana, can you tell me about when you guys got the first tornado warning, kind of the process that you went through with your residents?
Yeah, so basically I was at the desk, and what we do is we tell our residents through our main form of contact for each RA is through GroupMe. So we just kind of send them a message like, hey, get to the storm shelter, and if they have the alert system on, they'll definitely get that. So yeah, getting to the storm shelter is definitely the biggest thing. And then it's definitely like the residents' choice if they want to stay or leave. So we can't necessarily force them to stay here, but we just tell them to stay alert and stay aware.
Have you noticed any difference from when the last tornado came through Norman a couple months ago? Have you noticed any difference on this time's response with the residents coming to the storm shelters?
Yeah, definitely. Last time it was a lot more alarming. So there was a lot more of an influx of people. This time it's kind of just like back and forth. But I did hear that we are having like a second storm come in. So residents might be more aware after that. But just like right now, people are kind of going in and out. So just assessing the situation.
Definitely, and based off of your training, being an RA, what are some things that you want residents to know as we are having another possible storm approaching campus?
Definitely take seriously like the alerts that they send out, because like if you're outside, immediately like take shelter, like that's the biggest thing. And just being alert and like actually listening to the people that are there to try to protect you and help guide you to go to the safest place as possible.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ileana. Thank you, guys. We are out here again at the Couch Storm Shelters where students are coming in. We'll keep you updated with all this as the storm's coming in and if students continue to come in and if it fills up even more. Reporting live from the Couch Storm Shelters, Dana Searles, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Data, for that report. We are watching this storm again near Blanchard. This looks to be the storm of the day that we're seeing right now, and this is going to be headed for parts of Cleveland County, Norman, and Point South. So it looks like more probably in the clear. We're still watching that confirmed tornado near Tinker Air Force Base, but this storm looks like it is starting to intensify. We have this tornado warning again continuing until 7:30. It is currently 7:14 p.m. as we reset our live coverage in the area of rotation right there near Blanchard. I believe we're getting reports of a possible imminent touchdown. Dylan, can you speak on that, what we're seeing in the NWS chat?
Yes, right now we are watching a strong area of rotation near the Blanchard area. It is actually just west of Blanchard. This is moving to the northeast about 20 miles per hour. And we are getting reports of significant rotation. It has strengthened within the last 5 minutes. No reports of a confirmed tornado right now, but this can all change within a matter of minutes as we saw in February. That storm just spun up right away. This can happen the same thing for this storm as well. So we are again seeing, and we are getting a new tornado warning, and this is going to be including parts of McLean County and Cleveland County. So this will include Norman. A tornado warning is going to be issued for the Norman area and the OU campus. So if you are on the OU campus, find your closest shelter that you can. If you are at home, stay away from windows, get to the lowest part of your home, get into an interior bathroom or closet and seek shelter and stay there until this storm has passed. Again, that area of rotation right now is located just a couple miles west of Blanchard, and this is moving to the east-northeast at about 20 miles per hour.
Yes. What are the tags on that new tornado warning? When is it going to be issued until? What, any hail, all radar indicated? What do we have? Yes.
Right now.
Okay.
We can hear it in the studio.
Can we really set that severe or new tornado warning that we're seeing issued, or was that just a continued tornado?
The tornado warning that is going to be issued for the Cleveland County area has not been issued yet.
Okay.
However, it is going to be issued within the next, I would say, it has just been issued now.
Okay.
A tornado warning for Cleveland, Grady, and McLean counties at 7:15 p.m. A severe thunderstorm.
There goes our phone. So we're going to reset our coverage. Can we throw up the what would be campus, or not the campus cam? Can we throw up radar so we can show who's included in the severe thunderstorm warning or new tornado warning, how long it continues? And again, campus needs to be taking your tornado precautions. So zoom it out, leave it zoomed out just for a second. I'm going to reset. How long does this issue till?
If you are 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock this evening. So we have a new tornado warning issued until 8 p.m. this evening. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions. Again, lowest level of your house. Basement is best, or storm shelter if you have them. I know many Oklahoma homes don't have basements, so you need to be getting into the interior room if you don't have a storm shelter. And I know there are a couple manufactured homes in the Norman area. So if you do live in a manufactured or a mobile home, you need to be seeking out a site-built structure. We have a little time to do that, but this storm is going to be on our grips here in a second. Control room, everyone needs to be in the control room that we have on staff. All of our live reporters out in the field need to be taking tornado precautions in the nearest storm shelter, so we make sure our news crews are safe. We'll have campus cam to look at here eventually, but here's the storm right now. I'll show you who's included in this tornado warning. We have the community of Franklin, all of Norman, Goldsby, down towards the Blanchard area, all areas south of Newcastle along Highway 9 from where it connects there near Newcastle all the way through Norman and Highway 9 as it runs out towards Lake Thunderbird. And it's going to be north of what would be Slaughterville and Lexington, but Noble is also included in that. So it looks like we're talking a South Norman possibility as the storm is continuing to what would be move off towards the east. And I know South Norman had been hit with the storm in February. We don't have confirmed reports that this is on the ground yet, but you need to be taking your tornado precautions. It's all going to be okay. We're going to watch this storm as it moves through. You can listen to us as you're on the live stream as you take those tornado precautions on your mobile phone. Again, tornado warning continues until 8 p.m. Let's pop on shear rate, please, and show you where this rotation is and possibly get a track with it. How fast is this headed off towards the east-northeast or that general direction, guys? Do we have the what would be warning information on that?
30.
Okay, we will storm track this at about 30 miles per hour off towards the east-northeast. Again, the arrival time at Sooner Mall on the west side of Norman about 7:41 p.m. OU. That's our time that we need to be concerned about. 7:46, excuse me, and then eventually the center downtown Norman, 7:47. Norman North High School, 7:47 as well. Let's take some live pictures that we are getting of the field, but these are safe because they're from a storm shelter control room. Yes, right here. You can see students walking into the storm shelter in couch centers right now. As you can see off towards the side right there, that box over there, you can see what would be, excuse me, over there. We've just lost some of our feed right now. We will get that back up, but you can see the storm, again, this area of rotation headed for areas would be in South Norman near the Noble area as well. Let's zoom in to get Noble on the map, and you can see right now those live pictures that we are getting in from couch storm shelters of students getting in the tornado shelter as we have this tornado warning continuing until 8 p.m. for the Norman campus as well as much of the Norman area. Let's move it over a little bit for us, radar controller, if that's Catherine or Josh. No, you're good. Let's move it so we can get Norman in view. And Noble does not show up on our map, but Noble is in that general area right there. We are going to clear the storm track for me, and then we'll pop off reflectivity real quick as we kind of reset our coverage here as this tornado warning again continues until what would be 8 p.m. this evening. So again, if you are in the Norman campus, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Storm shelters on campus, the most interior room if you live off campus away from any windows. That would be mainly a closet or a bathroom. And if you have a storm shelter or a basement, you need to be in those areas. And again, a site-built structure if you live in a manufactured home. So we're watching this area of rotation. Dylan, go ahead. What do you have?
I just want to bring up the National Weather Service is saying the area of circulation is located directly over the city of Blanchard. So if you are in Blanchard, please stay in your shelters, away from windows. Again, we can't stress this enough. Lowest floor of your home, interior closet, interior bathroom, away from windows and doors, and stay there until the all clear has been given. Again, the area of circulation is now located directly over the city of Blanchard, and this is moving to the east and to the northeast, and that includes the OU campus. This storm will be heading towards the OU campus.
Okay, can we pop on debris detector, please, to see if we have any lofted debris? We're getting a jumbled return, it looks like. Can we loop this to see if we had any confirmation? You can see just jumbled radar data right now with debris detector. So let's go back to shear rate or reflectivity mode, whatever you can pull up. Again, shear rate right over Blanchard, that storm. You can see almost headed east-northeast, and we were to track that out awfully close to Norman as it moves off towards the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour, or we're moving at about 20, 25 miles per hour, guys, on that tornado warning tag. 30 miles per hour? Okay, thanks, Josh. So we're moving this off towards the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. We're watching for some hail up what would be along in north of 9 Highway. That's getting ready to push into the Norman area. So let's zoom out a little bit, show us where the hail is with this storm. Zoom out, put OU into view. It's up in the north, what would be right-hand corner of your screen now towards the center of your screen. You can see we are watching the possibility of some hail. Here's our hail detector product right there, some pink showing up. If we go back to reflectivity, I'll circle where the hail is. And we're, yes, circle the hail. Pull up reflectivity for me, please, Catherine, when we come back. And let's take a live shot right now. This is from the stadium parking garage. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is looking directly at the tower, so this might be the Jenkins parking garage. Thanks, control room. So this is looking due west at this storm. You can see both towers right here. We're watching this storm right here. You can see we have some inflow into the storm. Pretty much what that means, we have winds going into the storm, and they're feeding the storm and keeping it alive. But here's the towers right here on campus. And the circulation, I'm being told, is right behind Couch Tower, which is this one right here. This one's going to be Walker, and then Adams on the other side of it, behind it. That's being torn down over the summer here on campus as we build some new freshman housing or first-year housing on OU's campus. But we are continuing to watch this right now. Again, if you live in Norman or on OU's campus, we have a tornado warning issued until 8 p.m. this evening. You need to be taking your tornado precautions. Again, this live picture looking west from the Jenkins parking garage at Jenkins and near Jenkins and Stinson Avenue in Norman. And this is looking at Couch and Walker Towers. You can see frequent lightning in this photo. Let's pop back up reflectivity and get this person, whoever's on this live shot, they need to be taking their tornado precautions as this storm is rolling through. Catherine, what do you have to pass along?
And I just want to point out that, we are talking about this hail, and on this tornado warning, we're talking, the hazard is the tornado plus hail up to 2 inches in diameter. And now is not the time to move your car. You need to be in your tornado shelter right now. You need to be taking precautions. You do not need to be worried about moving your car. You do not need to be worried about tying anything up. You need to get to the center and most lower point of your house, because even though this destructive hail is coming, there is also the possibility of a tornado as well. So do not worry about moving your vehicles at the moment. That time has passed now. We are talking about getting into your tornado safe space as this rotation and area of rotation makes its way towards the OU Norman campus.
Dylan, did you have something for us?
I do. Just wanted to ping off what Catherine just said. We are getting reports of baseball-sized hail with that storm near Blanchard, and that's going to be moving towards Norman. So like Catherine said, do not worry about your car right now. Right now, we need to take shelter. You need to find your nearest shelter and stay there. Do not worry about your car. That is the least of your concerns at this moment. Again, baseball-sized hail, but we are still seeing some rotation on that storm. And we are also getting reports from the National Weather Service, and I'm sorry, we are also getting reports from the OU campus that the parking garages are already filled. So there is no point in taking your car to the parking garages. Do not worry about your cars. You need to worry about yourself and take shelter. Now, as I was saying, we are getting reports from the National Weather Service saying that this area of rotation is nearly stationary over the city of Blanchard right now.
Okay, thanks, Dylan, for that. So here's the campus cam right now. Again, we have reports of garages full. Don't need to be taking your car to the parking garage. It's too late. You need to be taking yourself to a tornado shelter or a tornado safe place because of this storm rolling through. We have heavy rain moving through campus, not quite hail yet. Control room, if we can put up Barron whenever that is feasibly possible. Thank you for doing that. Again, tornado warning continues until 8 p.m. You need to be taking your tornado precautions on campus, storm shelters. I know the towers have storm shelters. The library is a storm shelter. There's tornado safe places across campus. So you need to be getting to that as we speak. We have 2 areas of rotation that we're watching. One, like Dylan mentioned, over the city of Blanchard. It looks like we have a new area of rotation forming just south of this tornado warning. Again, the storm, I think, is cycling, so it's slowed down its movement, but it's still generally tracking off towards the north and east. So we will be seeing this impact portions of the river, Goldsby, Riverwind Casino, then eventually parts of South Norman near the National Weather Center, possibly campus, or south of 9 Highway. So those areas that I mentioned, again, south of 9 Highway along US 77 or Classen as it's known. We have the Ave, those areas. Lost power. I hope we're still live. If you are joining us live, we are continue to watch this storm. Again, we took possibly a power hit. If we're live, we're going to continue on this. So that it sounded like a lightning strike, and possibly thunder, possibly impacted our power, or a boom having to do with the power power equipment, possibly a boom with that. I could hear it audibly here in the studio, so possibly a lightning strike causing thunder to some power equipment or power equipment failing on campus. But again, we're watching this storm. Let's zoom out real quick, and we are continuing to watch that. Lauren, what do you have for us?
For anybody new who is tuning in, we want to make sure that you guys are not trying to move your cars right now. Now is not the time. You need to be moving to shelter.
We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 8:15. Destructive baseball-sized hail. I know my phone's going off. I'm sure people's phones are going off as well with that new severe thunderstorm warning issue. We are still under that tornado warning, though, as well.
Okay, so tornado warning continues. We have that severe thunderstorm warning that pinged all the phones. That's been put in within the last few years. A destructive severe thunderstorm warning acts like a tornado warning as well and gets alerted to your wireless emergency alerts on your iPhone or smartphone. So that's what that was going off. That's for baseball-sized hail. Here's the hail core just south of Newcastle, north of Blanchard. This area right here, Catherine's circling it right on radar. Those areas of black, that's going to be the possibility of baseball-sized hail. And you can see hail swath and hail detector showing that general area like we circled on your screen where those pinks and blacks are on our regular radar. That's where we're watching for that hail potential. We'll zoom it out because we have a severe thunderstorm warning again continuing for that hail core. That's that destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So it looks like it's this would be yellow box that is flashing right now. We have what would be that destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So the hail core going to go north, pretty much from Norman points north. That area of rotation we're watching near Blanchard, and it would be moving possibly into parts of South Norman. So two kind of threats that we're watching. Let's take campus cam right now. Control room, you can see heavy rain falling on campus. Again, two threats we're watching: hail for points of Norman, North Norman, and we are also watching the possibility of what would be a rotation south, so Norman and point south. So that's kind of the two threats we're watching. You can see heavy rain falling on campus right now. Maybe some hail starting to mix in according to the radar presentation that we're watching right now. Do we have any new information coming in? Lauren, what do you have?
We do have 3-inch hail reported just southwest of Blanchard. So we do have some pretty decent sized hail. That is the size of a large apple. We have that moving through Blanchard.
Baseball.
Okay,
And baseball as well.
Baseball to apple-sized hail near Blanchard right now. Do we have any new information? Is someone on that northern storm that rolled through Tinker Air Force Base? I know it still has that confirmed tornado warning tag as you're looking at a live picture of OU's South Oval. Dylan, what do you have on that northern storm? Is that still on the ground?
We are getting reports that the tornado threat has weakened significantly. The Tinker Air Force Base has sounded an all clear for that storm. We are unsure if they are going to continue with this tornado warning right now. As of now, there is no tornado on the ground, and it looks like this storm has weakened significantly. We will continue to monitor it in case the storm does cycle back again like it has a history of doing.
Okay. We're going to take a live shot, I hear, from control room. But here's that northern storm that you just saw. But here's the live shot. This is going to be looking towards the south and west, I believe, from the stadium garage. You can see this storm. Let me step on your screen and point out, or the Jenkins garage, excuse me, near Jenkins and Stinson Street here in Norman. You can see this, what would be feature in the clouds, frequent lightning. This is the inflow into the storm. You can see the structure, possibly rain wrap. This is all heavy rain. You can see right here where it lightens up, less rain is falling there, or dry conditions. Here, what would be on this side of the screen where it's all jumbled up and looks like clouds, that's actually rain and heavy hail falling in this general area. And again, looking west from the Jenkins Avenue parking garage. If we can take shear weight, we're seeing new developments right now on radar. It looks like this storm's rotation center is moving a little bit further south of this tornado warning. So if you live in Lexington and Slaughterville and Washington, in McLean and Cleveland counties, you need to be taking your tornado precautions as well. I don't know if we're getting an update from the National Weather Service possibly.
Right now, I mean, they're just saying that it's kind of doing its own thing right now. It keeps, moving a little bit south, but nothing confirmed yet from the National Weather Service.
Okay, so we might see that tornado warning shifted just a little bit further south to include these communities and parts of Cleveland and McLean counties. So we're talking affecting Washington, as well as Slaughterville, Willowview, as well as down towards the Lexington area. You can see they just put up a graphic, so you can't really see right now, but now you can see right there near Cole, just south and east of Blanchard, north of Dibble. That's where that strongest shear rate is. The storm looks like it's cycling through. Let me step off the screen. You can see that tornado warning again continuing for Norman, OU, Franklin, the community of Franklin, the what would be western legs of Lake Thunderbird, as well as what would be Goldsby, Riverwind Casino, all the 9 highway corridor as it runs from near Newcastle, just south of Newcastle, all the way over towards Lake Thunderbird. So if you are in those areas, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. In the storm looks like it's moving due east. So again, we're watching 2 threats. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for destructive baseball to apple-sized hail with this feature right here associated near Newcastle. Yes, Catherine?
I kind of want to point out that right west of Cole, you can see that kind of separation. If you can take that graphic off, you can see that that's starting to split off just a little bit north of Dibble, and that's kind of that area of rotation that the National Weather Service is now watching closely. So.
Can we kind of stop that radar view for a second right here as we're continuing to watch this system? So like she said, this is starting to split off. I think what she was talking about is we're seeing these yellows start to get in right here. So this storm is starting to possibly, this updraft associated with the large hail maybe lifting off towards the north a little bit, and then we have this storm. Oh goodness, that's probably on the ground right now. Is that just wrapped up? Can we do shear rate on that just south and east of Blanchard? Yep, right there. That yellow shear rate, the strongest shear rate indicator that we have on our legend, that is probably on the ground right near Cole. Let's zoom it in, give some highways for folks as it moves in. There, you're going to have to clear the marker. There we go. Zoom it in. That looks like either a state or what would be U.S. highway, state highway. 74B. Okay, near Cole. It's going to be just a mile south of that. So you can see the mile grid that we have going on right here. Here between what would be, is that Dibble or Buffalo Creek Road and Cole Road, or what would be State Highway 74B. Right here, that area of rotation on the southern fringes of this tornado warning that continues until 8 p.m. this evening. If this were to track due east, this is going to move right through the community of Cole and then eventually near the Noble area, which is south of Norman. We will continue to watch this. Did they trim that tornado warning? Does it look like they did that? Can we zoom out?
So now it seems that it does not include, or it includes the very southern part of the OU Norman campus. So.
Okay, so they've what would be trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning as well as the tornado warning. So the tornado threat, again, on the southern part of the storm, you can see an update with shear rate right there. So the tornado warning has been trimmed for North Norman. We can see the storm cycling through, but OU still included in that. So if you live pretty much from Boyd Street south, you need to be taking your tornado precautions because the tornado warning continues until 8 p.m. And yes, the hands are up. Anyone, go ahead.
We have another tornado warning that has just been issued for that same storm. This is for Cleveland and McLean County. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So this is for that storm that is located near Cole, and this is going to, I do not think this is going to include Norman, but it is going to include cities such as Goldsby, Cole, Washington, Noble, and Slaughterville up to I-35.
Okay, so and what we're looking at is our debris detector right here. We don't have a legend, but if you see the blues, that's possibly debris lofted in the air. This product scans the atmosphere and sends back pulses. The pink colors mean rain and hail, and that the things that it is scanning are alike in size and shape.
There has been a confirmed tornado northeast of Dibble and just west of Cole.
Yep, that's what we're talking about right here on debris detector. So can we go right there? There's shear rate where it was. Can we go back to debris detector?
Yes,
because that is the confirmed tornado that we're watching right there near, just off towards the south and west of Cole, north of Dibble, right there, that blue. Again, these areas, these pinks, that means we're scanning rain and hail, and that means they're alike in shape and size. When you see the blues or yellows and greens start to mix in, that means there's some foreign debris and that all the things aren't alike in shape and size. So we see that negative return, that blue right there, that means we could have possibly tree branches, maybe some 2x4s lifted up, maybe some insulation lifted up in what would be atmosphere. So we are going to take the live shot right now. We're going to watch that correlation coefficient as it moves right near Cole. and we will continue to watch that. Here's our live shot. This is from, I believe, the Jenkins Avenue garage. So this is going to be looking south southwest towards the storm, that area of rotation that we are continuing to monitor. This is from the Jenkins parking garage near Stinson and Jenkins here in Norman. You can see Cross Village right there in the foreground. And we're looking southwest towards Riverwind Casino, well down there that you can't see in the trees. But again, Cross Village right there in the what would be bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Frequent lightning out there. We can see some of the storm structure. If you look up near the live bug, we have some what would be inflow into the storm. Again, that's where we're watching the rotation and spinning in the atmosphere. Lauren, did you have something to add?
Yes. So the current path would take this storm eastward, crossing I-35. So if you are on I-35, make sure you are taking the correct precautions. That, again, do not try to sit under these overpasses. That is more dangerous than what you could be doing.
Thank you, Lauren. If you are just tuning in, we are watching this storm system as it makes its way. It's close to crossing I-35 right now. This is our live view from the OU Norman campus. We are looking south. You can see frequent lightning flashes, and this storm is going to be crossing I-35 in just a moment. Now, we do have that confirmed tornado on the ground, and that is just southwest, I believe, of Cole. If we go back to our debris detector, we can see that there is some debris that has been located on that detector right there. That's what we are looking at. That is that confirmed tornado that is on the ground right now, and that is going to continue to move east. That's going to cross I-35 towards Goldsby, Slaughterville, and even south of Lake Thunderbird. Now, Norman, the south part of campus, is still included in that tornado warning, but we are going to be looking basically, this is what we are really focused on right now, is that confirmed tornado. Now, we do have some strong hail that is still moving in to the Norman area. If we could go back to, yes, what do you have?
I just want to point out that the National Weather Service is saying that with the debris signature and the increasing strength of the rotation, this is likely a large tornado on the ground now near the Cole area, moving to the east. This is heading towards I-35. If you are on I-35 anywhere between Norman and Purcell, you need to get out of the way, find shelter wherever you can. This is a potentially large tornado that is on the ground now near Cole, and it is doing damage. Like you said, there is debris being lofted into the air. Take shelter immediately if you are anywhere in the Cole area or points east.
And just to go off of that, now is not the time to be moving your car. You need to be moving to a safe place. Your car is replaceable. You are not. So you need to be getting to your safe place now.
Thank you, Lauren. Yes, that is very important. This is the area of rotation that we are looking at that is just southwest of Cole. This is going to be moving east. And if we can go to our shear rate, I want to see how much shear we are talking about with this storm. In just a few moments, we're going to pull that up. But this is that area of rotation that we are looking at. And that the power is flickering here in the studio, so we might go off the air. We do have we are having some difficulties right now due to those power flashes with our graphics.
We just popped on right there. That's a TDS, so tornado debris signature. That marker is what would be hinting at, and we have a new tornado warning. Don't know the details on that, but that is confirmed on the ground. If we turn off the TDS.
Yeah, let's turn this off. This is that.
You can see on reflectivity, it just increased there. That scan, that pink right there,
that's
debris
just
in the
south
atmosphere.
Of East Cole Road, it looks like, and that's going to be moving. We're going to go to our live shot. We can see the actual storm that we're talking about right now. Here is, you can see just that strong wall cloud right now. I want to get back to our live radar right now because we're going to track out this storm as it makes its way. Yes, Josh, what do you have?
Just want to pass along that the National Weather Service has upgraded this tornado warning to be a particularly dangerous situation. They're saying a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Cole, moving east at 30 miles per hour.
Thank you so much, Josh. Yes, this is a very dangerous situation right now that we are monitoring. Goldsby, you can see included in this. Cole, this is over you right now. This is affecting you right now. This rotation, this confirmed tornado is over you right now. And this is going to be moving east as we head throughout the rest of the evening. It's going to be moving. You can see Goldsby, 754. This is that confirmed tornado warning, and that is going to be including parts of Goldsby as well as McGuire, if I'm correct. Now, we're going to track this out to show you. They are saying that this is moving directly east. So we might see that this warning will be kind of shifting down a little bit.
Let me adjust the track real quick before we talk about the cities. But this is moving at about 30 miles per hour, Catherine, about due east from the latest radar scans. So that general area is where that's going to move. So just near Slaughterville, between Slaughterville and Noble, you need to be taking your tornado precautions basically on the southern fringe of this confirmed tornado warning.
If I'm correct, is that a new tornado warning that has been issued? Or is that the same one?
That was issued several minutes ago just because it was getting to the southern side of the previous warning.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So here is that area of rotation. You can see that very heavy rain here in Norman. That is that area of hail that we have been talking about. That's going to be moving into the OU Norman campus area in just a few moments. But that is that confirmed tornado on the ground. This area of rotation is moving due east at about 30 miles per hour. And so we are going to track that out in just a few moments. But any updates from the desk?
Okay, so we are seeing, I think, ground confirmation of that. We've also saw it on debris detector, so I'll pop that on. But before we get there, this hail right here, this hail core, this storm looks like it's headed due east now. If that heads due east, that's going to, that hail tracking right over the Norman area and campus area. So we might see some large hail start to move in here within the next couple of minutes.
Absolutely. And even though we aren't worried about an area of rotation right now heading towards Norman, this is very damaging hail. So you're going to want to move away from your windows. You're going to still want to be in the most center part of your house because look at this hail. That is a very large hail core right here. That's going to be moving. If it continues to move due east, it's going to run right into campus and it's going to run right into where students are living right around Norman right now. So here is that debris detection of that tornado, confirmed tornado. Like I said, we have now seen that tornado, confirmed tornado, destructive tornado warning has moved a little east and south because it has started to move directly east as we speak. So this tornado warning is moving east. There are 2 now confirmed tornado warning going on, and those continue until 8 p.m. I believe, or have they extended that out?
I do not
It
know.
does go till 8 p.m.
Till 8 p.m. still. And so we're going to continue to watch this. There is that very strong couplet. That is that area of rotation. And like we said earlier, that green means that it's moving towards the radar. That's the radar up there. The red indicates away. And you can see that it's moving away and curving like that. And that is what's causing that very strong area of rotation and that confirmed tornado on the ground right over Cole right now. And it's going to continue to move east. If we go street by street, if we could zoom in even further, that's still State Highway 74B. Look at how strong that area of rotation is. This is moving east, and which road is that? That's South Main Avenue. Look at that shear rate, that circulation. This is what we are looking at. Very strong circulation that is going to be moving east. That is from West Chestnut Road all the way down to 240th Street. This is a very large area, and that kind of it's what we have heard from the National Weather Service, that this is kind of confirmed to be a very large damaging tornado. And so this area of rotation is going to be moving east into Goldsby, Washington. This is, I believe, that's still South Main Avenue down to Eastern Avenue. This is headed your way. So this is the time to get inside right now. This is very damaging. This is on your doorstep. in just a few moments. So if we could zoom back out and look at this storm from a wider view, you can see just all of this strong shear right behind this storm, and it's going to be moving in. So Norman is included in a severe thunderstorm warning. We are not in that tornado warning anymore, but look at the size of this storm. This is a massive system. You can see that this strong hail core is moving towards Norman. It will be on our doorsteps in just a few moments. That is a very, very big hail core, and this is what we are going to be watching here on the OU campus. That is the tornado. So we have the tornado to the south, like Coy is writing, hail to the north, tornado to the south. Oh, and we are losing our power here. Our cameras are starting to go in and out, but we're going to continue to bring you coverage as this very strong storm is over us here in Norman. Lots of hail making an impact here on the OU campus. I don't know if we have the campus cam up. I don't know if we have any live shots up. But if we do, we should take those to see what it looks like right now on campus. If not, that's fine.
Catherine, I have it pulled up. Oh, yeah.
Here's that campus cam. You can see lots of lightning flashes, heavy rain right now here at the University of Oklahoma. You can see lots of heavy rain. And actually, let's go back because now we are very zoomed in on that live radar of the destructive severe thunderstorm warning, which includes that strong tornado that has been confirmed on the ground. Here is that debris detector. That's any of that debris, possibly insulation, tree limbs, house shingles getting lofted up into the air due to this tornado, and that's showing up on this radar. And then this shows that pink is where we see the rain and hail associated with the storm. But this blue is what we are talking about. That is the debris caused by this strong tornado. And if we go to our shear rate, and it's going to be in the exact same spot because look, there is your tornado, there is your rotation, and you can see that that is where that debris is indicated. So we know that there is a tornado on the ground. Yes, Dylan, what do you have?
I do just want to indicate the fact that the National Weather Service is saying that debris is being lofted as high as 13,000 feet from this tornado.
Wow.
And that is remaining on top of the city of Cole. So anybody in that area really needs to be taking shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation for parts of McLean County and into southern Cleveland County. Again, large tornado on the ground near Cole, debris being lofted as high as 13,000 feet.
I also want to note that this storm is also only moving at 20 miles an hour. So this is a very slow moving storm.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was just about to say is that, we have seen it kind of sit over Cole right now because it is so slow moving, and so that is what's going to cause extensive damage because we have seen such strong rotation and it seems to be sitting over Cole. And I don't know if our radar has updated because it's been sitting there for a while. Yes, Dylan, what do you have?
I do just want to indicate the National Weather Service is noticing a more northeastern path on this tornado instead of an eastern path.
Okay.
They are now saying that Goldsby is in the target for this tornado. They are saying it is moving to the northeast now, heading towards Goldsby and potentially southeastern Norman.
Okay, that is good to know, Dylan. Thank you so much. So like Dylan just said, this area of rotation that has been sitting over Cole, it's a very slow moving storm, but still, if you are in South Norman, here's Highway 9. If you live anywhere near Highway 9, this storm could be impacting you in just a few moments, especially if this starts to take a northeastern track and impacts Goldsby. You can see they're already seeing some hail, very strong, very heavy rain right now, very strong winds as well. Can we get this destructive severe thunderstorm warning off? This is until 8:15 p.m. And then this area of rotation here, that is that confirmed tornado that is going to be moving up into Goldsby now, according to the National Weather Service. So we're going to continue to listen to what they are saying. They had issued this kind of warning because they thought it was going to take more of an eastern track, but now it seems to be switching and going more northeast. And so this could be impacting the Norman area. Yes, Lauren, what do you have?
Yes, Norman is in a severe thunderstorm warning currently, and you need to be watching this storm. Just because you are not in a tornado warning does not mean it can't happen.
Right. We are talking about very destructive hail that is going to be impacting Norman. Could we zoom out just a tiny bit so we can see both the rotation in Cole that is going to be moving up towards Goldsby now if it takes that northeastern track, and also Norman, because we do still have this very intense hail swath. That is that area of strong destructive hail that's going to be moving into Norman in just a few moments. So there is
Catherine,
that area.
Can I jump in just for a second? I
Yes.
think this radar data is old. The circulation has moved
as well,
east of Cole right now. So there was an update there. Hopefully we're getting our radar images back, or maybe the power hits had something to do with that. But we just saw a live update. It's past Cole right now from the information we're getting off your screen, and it does look like it's moving ever so slightly north and east. So Goldsby along I-35 there south of Riverwind Casino and north of Purcell. No travel advised on I-35 north of Purcell between Goldsby and Purcell.
Thank you, Coy. I was going to say, because that system had been sitting over Cole for such a long time that we think that this data is old right now, because we haven't seen really an update in a while. But here is that that hail that is going to be moving towards Norman. That's I-35 right there. It's hard to see because of the red that is indicating that very heavy rain on our live radar. But here's I-35. That's Highway 9. And then this is the Norman campus. There's Goldsby. This is what we are looking at as these radar images update. This is going to be moving now on a more northeasterly path. So we are going to go live to our live camera outside, and there are cars. This is outside of the Jenkins parking garage. There are cars lined up. Like we said, this is not the time to move your cars. You need to, this is very destructive hail. Maybe they're listening to me because they're backing out as we go, as we see right now, because this storm is on its way. Very, very heavy rain. It's arrived. It's here. The very strongest parts of the hail has not reached Norman just yet, but this is the Jenkins parking garage. The parking garages are full. You are not going to get into a parking garage right now because they have been full for, almost an hour now. Yes, Lauren, what do you have?
So they are going to combine the tornado warnings. Those tornado warnings are going to expire at 8 p.m. and they are going to combine it into one tornado warning focused on the Cole tornado storm.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, so we are seeing, you can see even on that live shot, because we are seeing such heavy rain right now, you can see all of this red. That is very, very heavy rain. And so we're seeing localized flooding on the streets here in Norman. So you should not be driving your cars. You do not want to get stuck in this rain because this hail is coming. It is going to be on your doorstep in just a few moments. And now they are going to combine that tornado warning, and this area of rotation is moving northeast. Yes, Dylan, what do you have?
I do just want to point out, since our radar data is not working with us right now, I just want to point out that the tornado is currently located about 2.5 to 3 miles northeast of Cole and about 3 to 3.5 miles to the southwest of Goldsby. Again, this is still moving to the northeast right now. So again, this puts Goldsby at risk and areas in south, especially southeast Norman, areas that saw that tornado about a month and a half ago. This is taking a very similar path now into Goldsby and potentially southeast Norman.
Okay, thank you so much, Dylan. We're going to go live outside right now. This is the area that is pointed towards the storm that's headed our way. It's pointed south. I believe that's Cross Apartments, if I'm correct. So this is, yes, this has been confirmed. These are the Cross Apartments here on campus, pointed south. You can see lots of lightning flashes, heavy rain. Students are now reporting marble-sized hail here on OU's campus. We are going to work to confirm that. And this area of hail is on its way. Let's go back to our live radar so we can see just how close this hail is to us here at the OU Norman campus. I mean, it's basically crossing Highway 9 right now. If we can go to that live radar, we can see right exactly where that hail core is. So if we can get off of this camera and go to there, thank you so much. Let's go to our live radar. Here is Highway 9, and you can see this heavy heavier hail swath is moving into the Norman campus right now. The National Weather Center is located right here. This is the south part of campus. So this is very heavy hail on the way. This is that area of rotation that has now kind of moved towards Goldsby as well. And so our data is a little lagging right now because of those power flashes, but it's going to be taking that northeastern track.
We need everyone in Norman right now to be taking their tornado precautions. If you live like south of Robinson Street, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. This thing is occluding and headed north and east. There's that new tornado warning. So South Norman near the Ave, where this is almost a repeat of February 26th. This looks like a similar path. So those people in those areas need to be taking their tornado precautions.
Shelter now. I mean, we said that this was going to rapidly intensify, and even though it's a slow-moving storm, you are now under a tornado warning. Here is that tornado warning. It's confirmed on the ground and is going to include the OU Norman campus. Let's zoom in, and you can see that almost all of the OU Norman campus, like Coy said, if you are in the Ave, if you are in the Collective, Red Point, these are all areas that are going to, it's that kind of same area that had that tornado come through back in February. And so this is very important. You need to be in your shelter right now.
And
this
Catherine,
is that area of rotation right here that we're talking about.
Areas off towards the west and north of where that tornado moved through in February also need to be taking their tornado precautions as well. So all the way over to 9 Highway and I-35, as well as Lindsay and I-35, and then points pretty much south of Main Street in Norman. And if you live east of I-35, all those areas, including OU's campus, need to be taking their tornado precautions. Control room. We need everyone in Gaylord Hall right now in the control room. We need
everyone either in the studio or in the control room because we are under that tornado warning. Like Coy said, Lindsay Street, everyone included on this tornado warning. This very strong area of rotation. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. It is headed to you. So you need to be in your storm shelter right now because you can see it's taking a very northeasterly path and it's going to be moving into that same area that was hit on the February 28th tornado back in February 26th. Excuse me. Thank you. I knew it was around there. Yes, Lauren, what do you have?
Yeah, so if you are in the dorms, make sure you are going down to these storm shelters now. If you are worried about whether you are
so we can get a
or
better
wherever
view
you are.
Thank you. Yeah. No, Lauren, continue talking. Sorry.
These are what these shelters are there for. You need to go down to these shelters immediately.
Yep. Thank you, Lauren. Here is the National Weather Service, the National Weather Center, excuse me. We have a full screen about where we are going to shelter, so we're going to put that up right now. If the Couch Center, Walker Tower storm shelters have been open, if you are in the dorms, you need to get down to those shelters right now. The Gaylord College basement. Yes, Coy, give me one second. Lowest level of your home or your basement, and you need to check OU's severe weather refugee on campus. You need to be in your shelter right now. Yes, Coy, sorry, what do you have?
So this thing looks like it's trying to occlude even further north. So the last two radar scans more of a northeast track or almost due north. So that means it's headed right for Riverwind Casino if it continues on its northern track. Again, these things are very unpredictable. We just go off the motion scans that we just saw, but Riverwind Casino needs to be taking their tornado precautions right now as this tornado is still on the ground from the debris detector, if we could throw that up there for her.
Yeah, that would be great. Yes, as you said, so this is going to be moving now more north as well. So kind of following up I-35, here is that debris that we have detected. And so still, the OU Norman campus is not in the clear just yet. Like we said, these are unpredictable. It could move back northeast and it could move directly onto OU's campus. So everyone needs to be in. We have a new tornado warning. That is right here. You can see it's moving up towards Sooner Mall. And so the areas of West Norman need to be in your tornado shelters right now.
And Catherine, we're also watching another area of rotation start to form to the south. So let's zoom out and talk about these two areas of rotation. The northern area moving near Riverwind Casino right now is on the ground. We have ground
That's that
confirmation.
confirmed tornado.
Yes.
And here is that second one that we are talking about. If we could get that graphic off, that is perfect. Thank you. Here is that area, that confirmed tornado, that big confirmed tornado on the ground is moving more north now. Here is the OU Norman campus still included in that tornado warning. So you do not have the all clear just yet. And then here is that second area of rotation that we are looking at that is moving more northeast as well. So we're going to go and take a live look at Jenkins Garage. You can see it's very rain wrapped, this area of rotation. You can barely see, I believe that's couch. I can't even make it out because there is so much heavy rain with this storm right now. This is outside. This is on the Jenkins parking garage. So we are looking at that is straight into the storm that we are looking at right now. So it is very rain wrapped. You need to be in your shelter right now. Let's go to the campus cam to see what it's looking like on the South Oval right now. I mean, you can't see. That's the that is the science building, the Physical Science Center. Thank you. That is the biz. I can't see the biz right now. And you know, if we have shown this campus cam all evening, and this is a very, very rain-wrapped and dangerous storm as it makes its way through the OU campus right now. So let's go back to our live radar. We can see heavy rain, lightning flashes here at OU's campus. And let's go back to our live radar to see the very heavy hail that is making its way onto campus right now. You can see here is that hail that we have been talking about, extremely heavy rain, and that's moving into Norman. You can see Lindsay Street is about to get hit with that very intense hail and very intense rain as well. You can see the south part of campus, the Lloyd Noble Center included in that right now. Can we pull up that hail detection to see if we can see any of that hail right now? There is that hail that we have been talking about. It's going to be moving now. It looks like towards, what street is this? Is that, that's 20, I can't see. Sorry, that is around State Highway near 2436. And so this area is kind of that same area that was hit back in February. So this is something that needs to, you need to be in the most center part of your house. The OU Norman campus is still not out of that tornado warning, even though we do not see any areas of rotation over the OU campus right now. But we are not out of that tornado warning just yet. There is no all clear. Yes, Dylan, what do you have?
I do just want to point out a weakening trend in that tornado that is west of Goldsby coming up near the Riverwind Casino. That storm has seen a significant decline in rotation. Right now, rotation is strengthening in between Washington and Slaughterville, right over I-35. And this is going to be moving to the east at about 20 miles per hour. But again, that tornado that we have been tracking for the last 10-15 minutes now, it is showing a slight weakening trend, and it's just right now northwest of Goldsby, coming right up to the Riverwind Casino.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Yes, we can see on our storm relative velocity that rotation has decreased just a bit. That was that confirmed tornado that we have been watching as it made its way up I-35, but now we are looking at that second area of rotation that is going to be moving towards Slaughterville in a couple of moments. If we can pull up our live satellite, that would be great, so we can see just where these two areas are now that we've circled that rotation on our velocity track. So here is that has been tornado warned. It is not a confirmed tornado on the ground yet, but that is a tornado warning. So it is east of Washington, headed towards Slaughterville, and that is Willow View as well. So all of those areas are included in this tornado warning. Now, this area of rotation here that was moving northeast towards the Norman campus, it is weakening, but we still are seeing lots of hail, heavy rain right now here on Norman's campus. There's still some rotation, at least in the upper atmosphere, even though if it's not on the ground right now, there is still a very heavy shear rate right now, which indicates some strong rotation. So now we are going to continue to monitor this. The OU Norman campus is still included in that tornado warning. I believe those go until 8:15. Am I correct?
Let me check for us. 39 minutes, so that's 8:45.
8:45? Okay. So we are going to continue to watch these as they move through the Norman area and south of Norman, Slaughterville, McGuire, Goldsby as well. Lauren, what do you have?
Yes, we do have some reports that that tornado has now dissipated. It dissipated around 8:01, 8:02.
Okay.
But there is still rotation in that area.
Right. You can see that rotation here is still in that area, even though it has dissipated off the ground according to reports. But there is still that rotation here, at least in the upper atmosphere. There you can see that new update that has dissipated and decreased that shear rate. But this shear rate down here, that is very heavy, some strong shear. We can still hear some thunder, at least here in the studio on OU's campus. If we can go to maybe one of our live cameras and see what it's like outside. Again, you can't see anything past these trees right here. I believe this is still from the Jenkins parking garage. Is it facing east? Is that the dorms?
West, probably. That looks like maybe south.
That's west, I meant. Sorry,
I think it's
excuse
south
me.
Because Cross is there right behind you.
Okay, perfect.
Cross Village, and then
yeah,
that's
so
probably...
we're looking right into this very heavy rain right now. You know, I can't see anything, so that's why I mixed up the east and the west, because, I mean, look at just how heavy this rain is right now. This is the OU campus cam. Looking at the South Oval, the Biz right here, we are still very heavy rain. We're still experiencing that very heavy rain on the OU Norman campus right now. So let's go back to our radar. We can see that velocity. Here's that couplet right there. That's that tornado warned storm that we are watching. This area doesn't seem to have any more rotation, at least indicated on this velocity. There's still a little bit right here. If we can go to our shear rate, I just want to check in one more time with that. I mean, it's strengthened up again. So I think it might have been going through that cycle now. You can see here, that is a very strong indicated area of rotation that seems to be making its way now just west of Slaughterville as it heads towards McGuire and up towards Lake Thunderbird. So Lake Thunderbird, the northwestern part of Lake Thunderbird is included in that severe thunderstorm warning, but the rest of the Lake Thunderbird area isn't really included in any of these warnings just yet. So you need to take your precautions still, because this could update in just a few moments as these storms start to continue to make their way through the Norman and Moore, Lake Thunderbird, Slaughterville areas up and down I-35. So let's go back to our live radar and just take a look at this big system that is, I mean, look at how large this is. Lake Thunderbird, even though they are not included, they are starting to see that very heavy rain and this kind of extreme area of rain, which includes that hail. That is moving through Norman, McGuire. It's moved a little north of Slaughterville, but still there's that area of rotation down there as well. So if we can take a big zoom outside, I just want to double check that we don't have anything. Oh, there's that. So we do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warned storms down by Lawton. They are just east of Lawton, and they're going to be moving. It looks like they're moving in a northeast direction, a little more east rather than northeast, but still kind of moving in that eastward direction. So,
and we have a hail producer right over Will Rogers World Airport getting ready to move into downtown Oklahoma City right now.
Okay, why don't we zoom in on that?
So let's go to that north storm. We've had reports that the weather station there at Will Rogers World Airport is reporting hail. We don't have a size on that, but it can visually see like the sensor. It has like a infrared sensor that it uses, and it is reporting hail with that. And you can see those blacks on the radar right there. We have that possibility of hail that's going to be right over Will Rogers World Airport, or in that general area. They're near what would be a Wheatland, I believe, is what it looks like there, Lillard Park, and what would be dime-sized hail being reported there near the airport as we go here over the last couple of minutes. But that's lifting off towards the north and east, headed downtown Oklahoma City. So hail going to be moving through parts of the heart of Oklahoma City here momentarily.
Thank you so much, Coy. Yes, this is that strong area of hail that's been detected with that storm again, heading towards downtown Oklahoma City. And if we can zoom out, I just want to see how this hail compares to the hail down in this Norman storm, which seems to have moved now east of Norman. That very large area of bigger sized hail has now seemed to move. It's in the southeastern part of Norman now towards McGuire, headed towards Lake Thunderbird. So if you're in Lake Thunderbird area, you might want to take precautions right now, because this is going to be so we are going to go live right now to, I believe, sorry, where are we going live to? Okay, never mind. We are not going to go live in just a moment. We will be live in a second. But here is that hail that we are watching. That rotation is down towards Slaughterville. There is still a little area of rotation here that hasn't been really talked about. If we can put on our live radar, just so we can see what we're looking at with that. So it seems to be that it's not very indicated so much on the radar, but we are still seeing very, very heavy rain here in Norman, and we're going to toss it out to Dana Searles, who is in the Couch Center right now. Dana, what is it like out in Couch right now?
I'm out at the Couch storm shelters right now, where students are actually starting to come out and watch the storm that's coming through Norman. Before, I was just in the storm shelter inside. We're right outside of it. But before, when I was inside, there were plenty of students in there. The power was flickering. It was starting to get really full in there. So now we're out here, and now as people have seen it kind of starting to die down, everyone's kind of coming out here to watch it. So we've been out here looking at all the students going into the shelter. Everyone's been kind of fluid, moving around, but we'll keep you guys updated as we are out here and we are looking at this storm. It is right here behind us. But I'm out here again at the Couch storm shelters that are open for students to come to if you do need shelter and you do want to stay in shelter right now if you are on campus. Reporting live, Dana Searles, OU Nightly.
Thank you so much, Dana. Now, I want to remind people that we are not out of this tornado warning just yet. The tornado warning goes until 8:45, and until that has been allowed to expire, the tornado warning is not over. So people need to stay in their shelters. Norman does not have the all clear just yet. We are still looking at very heavy rain. Again, there's some strong rotation. That is, if we went back to our shear rate, there was some rotation that was indicated. It seems to have weakened just a little bit, but this could be moving eastward and towards Norman. So we are not out of that tornado warning just yet. So those storm shelters will remain open, and we've even been seeing the lights flicker here in the studio as well. So here is that stronger area of rotation that is just northwest of Slaughterville. And now let's get a live look outside. We are taking a live look that looks south right now. It's very dark out. You can't see that storm. The rain seems to have lightened up just a bit, so we can see more of the parking lots and lots of lightning. Dylan, what do you have? Actually, our lights are flickering here in the studio, but Dylan, what do you have?
Yes, we are getting reports from the National Weather Service that there is a possible rain-wrapped tornado on the ground, and that is near Washington and Slaughterville. That is now east of I-35. Again, there is a possible rain-wrapped tornado on the ground right now near the Slaughterville area, maybe just a little bit to the north. But again, this is possibly on the ground. You will not be able to see it. This is wrapped in rain. Do not try to go out and see it. Stay in your shelter. Stay away from windows, away from doors, the most interior part of your home.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Yes, we are. This is a live shot right outside of Gaylord College looking south. This is that storm that we are looking at that Dylan just mentioned, the rain-wrapped storm that is possibly producing a tornado on the ground right now, but you would not be able to see it because of the amount of rain. I mean, we saw just a few moments ago the amount of heavy rain here on OU's campus, and that's the same rain that they are seeing down in Slaughterville. So that is something that is very concerning as the sun is setting, as it gets dark out, and as this is a a rain-wrapped possible tornado, it's a very dangerous situation. So those people in that area need to be in their storm shelters right now. Yes, Dylan.
I do just want to note that the tornado warning for Norman has been allowed to expire. There is no more tornado threat for the Norman or OU campus. The tornado warning is still ongoing near the Slaughterville area, but Norman and the OU campus is safe as of now.
Perfect. Thank you, Dylan. Yes, so OU has gotten that all clear. Here is the storm that we are watching now, Slaughterville. Again, that is that area of rotation right here that has the possible rain-wrapped tornado. It's not been confirmed on the ground just yet, but that is that area of rotation that we are looking at. The University of Oklahoma has the all clear at the moment, even though we are still seeing very, very heavy rain, but that is going to be okay. So we are going to be talking to some students in just a second, but you can see that OU is actually now seeing some of that lighter rain starting to let up. There might be a second round of some stronger showers, but we're not too concerned about any rotation or any possible hail with this as well. Maybe a couple of pea-sized hail with that, but nothing destructive like this very large hail swath right now. So since this rain is letting up, we're going to toss out and hear what students are saying right now on campus.
Yeah, I'm out here with Carter and Ryan at the Couch Storm Shelters. They both live in Couch, and they've been kind of out here watching the storm, guys. Can you guys tell me just kind of a little bit about the first reaction when you guys did get that alert?
I wasn't too concerned at first because we kind of had a situation like this, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and that kind of like was a bit of a false alarm, but it's starting to ramp up, so is my concern, I guess.
I mean, I'm from Moore, Oklahoma, so it's not really that crazy to me, but it's just kind of cool to watch outside and stuff until sirens go off then.
Yeah, so have you guys kind of been standing out here and then going into the storm shelter as the sirens are going off, or what kind of precautions are you guys taking?
Half and half, like coming out here when sirens go off, we go in. When they die down, we come out. We've been texting our friends a lot, kind of being like, hey, they're like from Texas and stuff, so they're not too, I guess, informed, but we're just telling them, like, hey, stay inside. It's not great right now, so.
Yeah, just really sirens on, we get inside, and when they go off, we just kind of look outside, explore for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you talked about the last tornado that came through Norman a few months ago. Can you talk kind of about how, if your reaction was a little bit different this time, since that was a pretty serious tornado a few months ago, and when you did get that alert?
I mean, yeah, I was kind of glancing at the weather today, saying there was going to be like a watch, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, nothing new during like tornado season. And so I was kind of hanging out in my room for a little bit, but then my parents started calling me because they're from Norman, so they were like, hey, you need to go to a shelter. So I'm like, probably. So
It just kind of gets you in the tornado feeling. Like the first one just kind of tells you that it's tornado season starting. So kind of used to it now, and we're only mid-April, so it's just getting started.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you talking to me. Again, I'm out here at the Couch Storm Shelters where students are starting to come out now from the storm shelter in there and kind of watching the storm go by. But we'll keep you guys updated with any more information. Reporting live, Dana Searles, OU Nightly.
There we go. Sorry, little technical difficulties here as we what would be moved through. But let's reset our coverage. It is now what would be 8:18 p.m. You can see the severe thunderstorm warnings that we have going pretty much from the Kansas-Oklahoma border all the way down to the Red River in southern Oklahoma. We have a tornado warning that continues, I believe, for parts of Cleveland and McLean counties. Let's zoom it in there. You can see that tornado warning right there. We have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing for South Oklahoma City and Oklahoma City itself. Some hail moved through Will Rogers World Airport. That's continuing to trek off towards the north and east. It looks like it's moving through South Oklahoma City between I-40 and 240 right now. Another storm off the I-44 corridor between Luther and Chandler. The storm that means business down near Slaughterville that has that tornado warning with it right now. And we have storms in parts of northern Oklahoma moving near Stillwater right now and even down towards the Lawton area. So let's zoom into this tornado warning that continues until what would be 8:45, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, guys. 8:45 on this tornado warning. That continues for Slaughterville. I think we've seen signs of weakening. If we can pop on shear rate real quick and show the viewers where we're most concerned about that area of rotation, going to be between Noble and what would be Slaughtersville. Let's get a live look outside on campus cam right now as this tornado warning continues. Catherine?
Yeah, so I mean, we have seen very heavy rain across campus for the last couple of hours, and that is why there has been an aerial flood advisory issued for Cleveland County until 11:30 p.m. tonight. I know when we saw Dana just a couple of moments ago outside of Couch, you could see lots of rain on the ground outside. If we're looking at our campus cam right now, you can see just pooling water on the sidewalks right now. Those flowers that they just planted on the South Oval are getting lots of water right now, and they are getting a lot as we see this aerial flood advisory for Cleveland County until 11:30 p.m. tonight. So as this rain continues, we are seeing that flood advisory continue.
Yes, here's a live look over the campus cam right now. Thanks, Catherine, for that. So aerial flooding going to be a possibility. Those streets that we're used to seeing flooding, so Lindsay Street as well as near Flood Avenue, would be Elm Avenue and Lindsay Street just off this way on the what would be west sides of campus. That's where we're going to be concerned about possible flooding as we go here over the next couple of hours. We're continuing to track those storms on radar, but it looks like we're transitioning. We still have that tornado warning continuing until 8:45. If we can throw up radar behind me for southern Cleveland County, so Noble, Slaughterville, and points off towards the eastern fringes of Cleveland County, maybe some hail detected there in parts of central Cleveland County. So the tornado warning continues, but I think we're going to be transitioning more to a hail and wind threat as the sun is setting right now, from what I've been hearing and just what I think is happening because that storm's weakening. Catherine, what do you have?
We have now had a report of I-35 has been shut down north of Purcell. That is according to the emergency response for Purcell, and also the supercells located in Comanche and Stevens County and Cotton County are starting to strengthen. It's something that we should keep an eye on, but right now it's looking like mainly there have been reports of golf ball sized hail in the storm in eastern Comanche County, and there is hail still moving through Oklahoma County, southwest sides of OKC and the West Moore area. So we're continuing to watch this as it makes an impact on the OKC Metro.
Yeah, so those storms down near Lawton, Comanche, and Cotton counties, like she mentioned, we're watching those, as well as it looks like we possibly have some hail falling. Can we put up hail detector just south of Lake Thunderbird? I think these are the heaviest hail returns that we've seen tonight. This is going to be south of Highway 9. Let's zoom it in and show our viewers where this hail is right now. So zoom it in a little bit closer. So we're talking 156th Street all the way over to near Post Oak Road, Etowah Road, as well as what would be 108th Street. That continues as you push further what would be west to about 180th Street. Again, this is centered right over Etowah and Post Oak Road and near the community of Etowah, just off towards the north and west of that. Again, the black on our radar means hail is pretty likely with this. You can see the live update on our radar, and we're continuing to watch this hail potential. Tornado warning again continues until 8 p.m. Let's zoom it out on the radar presentation. So we're watching that hail spike right here in this color. And then we're also watching the possibility of some rotation. Again, it showed signs of weakening, but just off towards the north of Slaughterville, you can see we are seeing a little bit of a couplet right there, but that doesn't look like it's imminent on the ground. Can we throw up debris detector correlation coefficient to see if we have any debris in the atmosphere? Maybe something right there. Can we switch back to shear rate to see if that's right on where shear rate is, just off towards the north? So maybe no debris detected, so this could have lifted, but you still need to be taking your tornado precautions if you live in parts of central and southern Cleveland County near Slaughterville, Etowah, as well as over towards the McGuire area as we go here. So let's zoom it out again and give our viewers a wide view. Again, tornado warning continues for parts of Cleveland County, those communities that I just named, until 8:45. We are watching hail move through the Oklahoma City metro right now. And we're also watching these storms, possibility of some hail and wind down in parts of Comanche and Cotton counties as these continue to ride off towards the north and east. They're slow movers as well. All these have been slow moving as we've tracked this one storm from Chickasha, and it's just passing through Norman and off towards the east right now as they continue to make their trek at about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Lauren, I hear you're getting some new information. What do you have?
Yes, we are getting some reports of some hail at the Collective in Norman. They look to be about dime to quarter-sized hail, so we are still seeing some hail in the area.
Okay, so let's point out where the collective is real quick. So this is going to be US 77 or Classen Boulevard, and the collective is going to be down here south of Lindsay Street. It's going to be right here. Here's Constitution, and then the collective is going to be right in that general area. Also, a light Norman in there, a neighborhood Walmart in that general area, Red Point as well. Those housing additions, that's where the collective is that we are monitoring. I don't think it's hail falling right now. That might have been a little bit of a delayed report. As you can see, the brighter pinks up near Alameda Street, as well as what would be 48th and 36th Avenue. Right now, you can see the hail right in here, possibly falling upwards of penny size. Catherine, you're learning new details. What do you?
Yes, we have just gotten a severe thunderstorm warning issued for parts of Canadian Cleveland County until 9:15 p.m. They are saying hail indicated 1.5 inches to 2 inches on radar. And then there also is a second severe thunderstorm warning issued for Comanche, Grady, and Stevens County, those storms that we were watching down south as well. And that is until 9:15 p.m. So we're continuing to watch this as this severe thunderstorm warning is issued and continues until 9:15 p.m.
Dylan?
Yes, we are monitoring some re-strengthening of that circulation north of Slaughterville. This is according to the National Weather Service. They are watching this circulation north of Slaughterville re-strengthen. So it is kind of going through a cycling phase where it strengthens, then it weakens, and then it strengthens again. And this is what we're seeing right now with this storm all day. Right now, again, this is north of Slaughterville, about, I would say, 2 to 3 miles north of Slaughterville, and it is going to be moving off to the east-northeast.
That would be near Noble as well. So if we can zoom in, Noble High School on the east sides of Noble, so that's probably pretty close to Noble High School as well. Let's zoom in a little bit closer so we can see the roads here. So here's going to be Noble right here. This is US 77 Classen Boulevard as it rolls through Norman. Here's Slaughterville. Noble High School is right there. So this is going to be south end, what would be east of Noble High School, right here near McGuire Road, as well as other areas of 60th Avenue. You can see shear rate right here. Lauren, if you can get any information on that storm near Oklahoma City, it looked like it might have been hooking out and possibly getting ready to rotate there on the what would be west sides of Oklahoma City. So if you have any new information about that, pass it along to me. But we are continuing to watch this tornado warning until 8:45 p.m. Again, near the community of McGuire between Noble and Slaughterville, east of what would be US Highway 77 as it runs along the Canadian River here in parts of Cleveland County. So again, this area of rotation right here, we're seeing hail off towards the north and east of it, which is what we expect with supercells, and you can see this will be tracking off towards the north and east. The live update on your screen, you can see it's moving over 60th Avenue, getting ready to push into 72nd Street, and then eventually towards 84th Avenue, and then eventually towards 96th Street as it continues to push off towards the north and east near the community of McGuire. It's taking more of a northeasterly track, getting ready to cross Etowah Road here in moments as it's crossing McGuire Road at about what would be 84th Street here in parts of central Cleveland County, and then eventually it's going to move just south of 9 Highway, south of Lake Thunderbird as it moves over the good news, not very populated rural portions of Clinton County. That's what we like to see rather than population centers. So here's the storm track. Again, McGuire about 8:32 p.m. Etowah just before 9 p.m. this evening. It's about 8:30, 8:28 officially towards our clock. So moving into McGuire in about 4 minutes. Lauren, did you have any information about that storm in what would be parts of Oklahoma City?
Currently, right now, there are no new updates on that. They're mainly just looking at hail and wind for that storm.
Okay, and we're looking at a hail and wind threat for the rest of the night, except for this one tornado warning. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, from the National Weather Service. Dylan?
I do want to point out there is a severe thunderstorm warning near it's just east of Lawton. It includes the cities of Central High, Marlow, Rush Springs. They are reporting hail of up to 3 inches in diameter. That is a little bit bigger than a baseball. So that is what we are watching. There is some tornado potential with that storm that is being monitored. Right now, it is mainly a very large hail and damaging wind threat. Now, as we go back to areas near Slaughterville, they are seeing that this circulation is kind of, like I said earlier, it is cycling. It is strengthening and it is weakening. Right now, they are still concerned about the area north of Slaughterville. However, like I said, that rotation has come down just a bit. There is a wall cloud that has been reported on that storm, but again, no evidence of a tornado at this time.
Thanks, Dylan, for that update. So let's zoom it out into the metro view real quick, Josh, if we can, on radar to show what we have going right now. So we have that one severe thunderstorm warning continuing for parts of the central Oklahoma City and south Oklahoma City along the I-240 corridor south of I-44. And we have this monster of a storm that's rolling through Slaughterville that Dylan was talking about is cycling through. So it picks up in intensity and it rotates and then it kind of weakens a little bit and then it picks up and rotates again and starts to strengthen. So you can see they haven't moved much. This is a 30-minute lapse. You can see when we were under the tornado warnings here in Norman, we're not under those anymore. So we are clear from that threat at the moment. But you can see they haven't moved much. Pretty stationary here over the last 30 minutes or so as they're slowly moving off towards the east-northeast at around 20 to possibly 25 miles per hour at times. And if we have any damage reports, news crews from southern Oklahoma, if we have any southern, what would be parts of the metro near Goldsby or Cole, we would love to know if we have any damage reports there, if we have any crews with live pictures of flooding, if we can take a live shot behind me, if we have Campus Cam or one of our live reporters out somewhere, that would be great if we can do that. But Catherine, you have something to pass along.
Yeah, kind of to your point of, reports coming out of that Comanche County storm. It's on 4th West Central High. Reports of hail of golf ball size. That's 1 3/4 of an inch. That was at 8:18. Actually, so it's a little late now, but they have continued the tornado warning for Cleveland County till 8:45. But they have canceled the tornado warning for McLean County. And there are reports of hail in OKC. So a lot going on right now, but that tornado warning has been continued for Cleveland County until 8:45 p.m. Severe thunderstorm possible of producing a tornado located near Slaughterville. So they're just going to continue to update that, moving east at 20 miles an hour. So.
Thanks, Catherine, for that. So here's the live look over the campus cam right now. A soggy south oval. We can see the storms in Oklahoma City, frequent lightning. We have some hail producers up near the airport north of 240 and south of I-40 right now. And that's what we're continuing to watch and monitor. Again, a tornado warning continues for Etowah, McGuire, and Slaughterville until what will be 8:45. This is now tracked east. If we can throw a Barron behind me real quick as we continue to track this off towards the north and east. Again, east of US 77 right now near McGuire. It's going to move just north of Etowah, south of Highway 9 near Lake Thunderbird. Dylan, what are we learning right now?
You talked about damage with these storms, and we are starting to get reports out of Cole, Oklahoma, of significant structural damage there. Multiple structures are damaged or destroyed, and that is where we saw that tornado really strengthen up. We saw significant velocity signatures with that one, a significant debris signature, and we are now starting to get reports of multiple structures damaged or destroyed near the Cole, Oklahoma area in McLean County. And we are seeing reports as well of a rotating wall cloud. Now, this is spotted 2 miles north of Lexington, Oklahoma. This is on that Slaughterville storm. Again, this is not on the ground, but we are starting to see, like we said earlier, we're going to keep saying it, these storms are cycling. They are strengthening, and then they'll weaken, and then they'll strengthen again. And then we are seeing evidence of a rotating wall cloud now northeast of Slaughterville near the Lexington, Oklahoma area.
Thanks, Dylan, for that. And here's shear rate right now. You can see that area of rotation, again, just near McGuire. Again, it's tracking more east-northeast, so near Etowah right now, south of what would be Post Oak Road, I believe. Yeah, so Post Oak Road, it's going to be right here. So if you live south of Post Oak Road near Etowah, McGuire, and east of US 77 near Slaughterville and Noble, if you live east of that, you need to be taking your tornado precautions as this tornado warning continues until 8:45 p.m. And we see a live update on radar right now, and you can see an increase in shear rate. So there's our legend up there. As we get into the yellows and oranges, that means we have more rotation and stronger rotation in the atmosphere. And you can see right right there. We're seeing some yellow and oranges mixed in just off towards the east by about 1.5 miles of McGuire, south of Etowah Road, near what would be, I believe, is Cemetery Road, in near 120th Street and McGuire Road. So if you live in that general area, McGuire Road, 120th Street, as well as Cemetery Road. That's where we are seeing some rotation, some strong rotation right now, right in this general area. So if we zoom out, so this tornado warning again continues until 8:45. Tornado precautions. So lowest level of your house, basement is best. If you don't have one, storm shelter does well as the most interior room if you don't have a basement or a storm shelter. So you need to put as many walls between you and the outside and get away from any windows. So we reset our coverage. It is now 8:35 p.m. You can see we have a hail producer there north of 240 and south of I-40 in South Oklahoma City. Near more, some heavy rain falling. We have some hail falling just south of Lake Thunderbird along 9 Highway near the community of Pink. And we're watching that area of rotation as it moves into parts of central and eastern parts of Clinton County. Lauren, what are we learning?
Yeah, so we're getting reports of that circulation that's tightening up just west of Etowah. There's likely a tornado between Slaughterville and Etowah, just southeast of Cleveland County, or southeast Cleveland County, excuse me.
Okay, so we'll zoom it on into that. Can we pop on shear rate? This is where we're watching. So you can see shear rate increase right there. Do we have anything on debris detector possibly near McGuire? And here's Etowah, like she was mentioning. Here's McGuire. We do have a jumbled return, possibly something there, but don't quote us on this return right here. We can see a little bit lower value of that blue that we're looking for. Again, the pinks and what would be oranges and yellows, those are going to be things that are like or similar in size as the radar sends out a pulse. And as it gets more blue, that means things aren't similar or alike in size. So there could be some trees, maybe some what would be tree branches, or what would be 2x4s, or some structure, some insulation, something like that, something foreign. And you can see we are watching now 2 areas of rotation continue as this tornado warning continues for 8:45. It's 8:37, so we have about 8 more minutes on this tornado warning for parts of southeastern Cleveland County near the community of Etowah. So if you live near Etowah, Banner Road, all the way up along what would be 120th Street, over towards 156th Street, all the way over to County Line Road as we get to push into another county. So this area needs to be taking their tornado precautions. Again, lowest level of your house, basement is best. Do we have any live shots control room that we can throw up to see what it looks like right now in what would be Norman or Cleveland County? And our weather team, do we have any more damage reports from the Cole, Oklahoma area there near McLean County? I see. Not as of yet. Okay, thanks for that. So we are going to continue to watch this. Do we have any reports from that Oklahoma City storm of possibly hail? Can we jump up to that one, Josh, as it moves through parts of central Oklahoma into the Oklahoma City metro? You can see the hill core that we have right here. So the airport's going to be right, if we zoom out just a little bit, here's Real Rogers World Airport for a landmark. Yes, yes, Catherine?
So we are getting word that a new tornado warning is coming for southeast Cleveland County and portions of Pot County.
Okay, Potawatomi County. Okay.
Potawatomi County, sorry.
As that moves, no, that's just the abbreviation. So Potawatomi County as it moves further east. So let's go back to that storm, set up that tornado warning for us. You can see some hail though here just south of Lake Thunder, or off towards the west, I guess, of Lake Thunderbird, near the Little Axe area, just west of Little Axe, right here, that black and pink return that you see on radar. That's where we're watching for hail. We'll see the tornado warning pick up just in moments for parts of Potawatomi and southeastern parts of Cleveland County. We're tracking this area of rotation right here between McGuire and Etowah along what would be, I believe it is McGuire Road right here as it continues to move east, northeast, getting ready to move near McGuire Road and 150th Street, or 156th Street, excuse me. And then we are going to be talking to a live reporter. We have Dana Searles, OU Nightly's Dana Searles, out live on Lindsay Street, I'm told. Dana, what's it looking like outside in Norman?
Thank you, Coy. Yeah, I'm right outside of Gaylord College on Lindsay Street, and right behind me is actually the stadium parking garage where a lot of people were moving their cars into that garage to protect it from the hail. And you can see these cars are really backed up behind me. Everyone's trying to get out of that garage as now the storm has been starting to pass. And on top of the backed up cars and the backed up traffic, there's actually flooding all over this road here. So that's just another factor that's adding to this traffic. But we're out here and these cars are trying to turn around, take different routes. But again, that's everyone coming from the garage who are trying to protect their cars. Again, I'm out on Lindsay Street and everybody is trying to get safe. I'm hearing some sirens and horns behind me, so we'll keep you updated if there's anything out here. It looks like there's a fire truck headed right now towards the dorms. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'll keep you updated. Reporting live from Lindsay Street, Dana Searles, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Dana, for that report from Lindsay Street. We can already see flooding there. So here's what storm relative velocity looks like. What we look for here is greens headed towards the radar, which is up north of here. So greens headed towards, reds headed away. We can see that area of circulation starting to intensify between McGuire and Etowah along what would be McGuire Road. And you can see parts of western Pottawatomie County included in this what would be tornado warning, as well as southeastern Cleveland County. I'm being told by the control room that we have some video from University Boulevard, so if we can pull that up, that would be great to see what it looks like. I think we have flooding ongoing in Norman from that heavy rain and hail, so whenever we can take that control room, that would be great. You can see, look at that. This is going to be, that was our live shot that Dana was just at. Here's the flooding that we are seeing right here in Norman. That's on University Boulevard in Norman. I think that's central Norman, it looks like. I believe that church is just north of, just north of Campus Corner near McFarland Methodist Church. The whole roadway submerged, so please don't drive through. Don't be like those cars. Don't drive through what would be in this storm. Those cars back there, don't drive through flooded roadways. You do not need to be doing that because only a couple inches of moving and running water can take your car and lift it up and move it. We have new reports we're getting in. Dylan, what do you have?
Yes, we are starting to get evidence of a tornado on the ground now west of Etowah. We are getting reports of power flashes, multiple power flashes, 4 miles east of Slaughterville. That is near the Etowah area. We are also hearing of heavy damage now in Cole, Oklahoma. We are hearing that many branches and trees are down. A mobile home has been heavily damaged, and a roof is laying on the side of the road off of an unknown building. But yes, as we go back to that storm near the Etowah area, there is a possible tornado on the ground.
Thanks, Dylan, for that. Catherine, what do you have to add? Nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
Dylan said it all.
Okay, sounds good. So we are watching this storm right here again near just north of McGuire Road as it continues to track very close to the community of Etowah and parts of southeastern Cleveland County. That continues into parts of Pottawatomie County right here. This is County Line Road. So Cleveland County on this side of your screen, where I'm standing on this side of your screen, that's going to be parts of southwestern Pottawatomie County. And you can see this new tornado warning right here as that red box that you see flashing on your screen. We're concerned about this area of rotation. Again, we look for the possibility of greens and reds closely knit together, and that shows signs of rotation as the green is winds headed towards the radar and the reds is winds headed outbound. So you can see the circular motion. We're headed towards and then we're headed away. So that's where we're watching that area of rotation. Again, between McGuire and Etowah, there's our live update, going to be just maybe a mile or two north and east, or northwest, excuse me, of Etowah. So yeah, here's our mile roadways. So 1, 2, and about northeast, so 2 miles north and east of Etowah right now. That tornado warning again continues until 8:45 for southeastern Cleveland County, and then that tornado warning continues well past 9 o'clock for parts of Pottawatomie County. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions if you live in this area, and if we could reset our coverage right now as we zoom out, please, to the reflectivity on our radar and get a metro-wide view of what we're watching right now. Again, storms pushing to the east sides finally of the Oklahoma City metro. Some heavy rain and hail moving through parts of Moore and Norman, or not Norman right now. We're just seeing flooding, but more in Oklahoma City, getting ready to move over Tinker Air Force Base, and then this storm that we're watching for the tornado potential in parts of Pottawatomie and Cleveland counties, north and east of Slaughterville, near the community of Etowah, south of 9 Highway, south of Lake Thunderbird. We are watching some other what would be hail producers right now. Dylan, what do you have for us?
Yes, the National Weather Service in Norman has now confirmed a tornado on the ground west of Etowah. It is moving at 20 miles per hour to the east. Again, a tornado has been confirmed on the ground west of Etowah, Oklahoma. That is in southeast Cleveland County.
So Etowah's right here, so that's where we're watching that storm right there. Again, confirmed on the ground. Do we have anything from our debris detector, Josh, of this storm or a lowered CC value? Maybe a little bit right there. Let's zoom into that real quick, just off towards the north and east of Etowah. You can see that area right there, that little blue that we're seeing with the reds and would be pinks and yellows around it and some greens, but that drop in correlation coefficient matches up with shear rate. I think shear rate's maybe lagging behind just a little bit, but that's where we're watching for the possibility of a tornado on the ground. There's our velocity signature, again, reds next to the greens, showing that area of counterclockwise rotation of a possible, or well, a confirmed tornado right now on the ground. That's continuing to push off towards the north and east. Here again is County Line Road, so it's going to be pushing out of Cleveland County here momentarily. In about 2 miles, it will be out of Cleveland County, then eventually towards what would be parts of Pottawatomie County and far what would be south, what would be southeastern or southwestern parts of Pottawatomie County. So let's zoom it back out. Catherine, what are you learning right now?
You know, I'm not learning anything new right now, but I just want to remind people that Norman is under that aerial flood advisory until 11:30 p.m. tonight. When we took the live shot to see Dana, she was reporting, you know, lots of flooding across OU's campus, and I'm sure it's across Norman as well. So I want to remind people to not go out in their cars, do not drive. We are still under that aerial flood watch until 11:30 p.m. tonight. And we are also getting a preliminary spotter report coming in. They saw the tornado in Slaughterville from the light of a power flash, and that's that storm that is just west of Etowah at the moment. And there's also been a wind advisory issued, but you know, we've been seeing that all night with these high winds and these storms.
Thanks, Catherine, for that. Josh, you have something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to add with the aerial flood advisory, officially the Norman Mesonet reporting 1.41 inches of rainfall so far today.
Thanks, Josh, for that. Do we have any information on, if you go to the, I don't think we can pull it up on our screen, but if we have any information about areas possibly under drought, or did this mainly stay south and east of the I-44 corridor like it has been here over the past couple of days? I'm seeing nods from our meteorologist on the desk here. So rain for people south and east of I-44, not so much in northwest Oklahoma, where they're under drought right now and need it very much for the wheat crop there up in northwest Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle. So we zoom it out. You can see we have a severe thunderstorm warning in parts of southeast Kansas. We have some storms getting ready to push into Tulsa. We have this tornado warning continuing for Cleveland County, and then a few storms that are severe warned in parts of what would be south central Oklahoma, just off towards the east of Lawton. And we have that tornado warning again continuing here over the next couple of minutes. Lauren, you are learning new information. What are you learning at this hour?
Yes, we are seeing some reports of power flashes reported in Etowah, and that's 5 to 6 miles east of Noble.
Thanks, Lauren, for that. So let's zoom into that storm that has that tornado warning continuing for it here. This is the storm that we're watching as it continues to push into parts of eastern, very extremely southeastern parts of Cleveland County, into parts of Pottawatomie County. You can see near Etowah, that's that signature right there. I think we might have a debris ball possibly if we go to correlation coefficient on the radar right here, debris detector. Possibly something there. That's that area of rotation that we're watching again, just north or near Etowah, getting ready to push over the county line. So County Line Road, south of 9 Highway, near the community of Burnett. And then eventually, as it moves, if it does hold together, would be headed towards Tecumseh there along what would be 9 Highway, Oklahoma State Highway 9. So let's zoom it out and get a real quick view of what's happening here in the metro. So you can see severe thunderstorm warnings continuing. We still have that tornado warning continuing, so you need to be taking your tornado precautions in south, what would be eastern or south central, I guess, Pottawatomie County and parts of southeastern Cleveland County. You can see these storms, very slow movers. We've had hail reported at Will Rogers World Airport. Flooding continues here in Norman, and we're going to have our news team on that all night. And you can see some heavy rain moving through more. Let's zoom into those storms in Oklahoma City real quick and get us one last look, maybe in possible area of rotation developing there near Moore. We'll continue to watch that. And then we have some hail moving in through the eastern sides of the Oklahoma City metro. Nothing showing up on radar there near that Moore storm, but eastern sides of Moore getting some heavy hail moving through. Thanks for tuning in to our live severe weather coverage. I'm Coy Taylor. Thanks for tuning in from the OU Nightly Weather Team. Good night.